Yeah, hello. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yeah. Hi, guys. Am I audible? Audible, visible? Yeah, good morning, Vanshika. Audible, visible? Can you confirm? Yeah, okay. So, thank you, Fatima. Okay. So, today is the last lecture, Madhur. So, this is the last lecture. ARM would be provided for that, Zeba. Details of that would be provided. Yes, mother. From tomorrow, it's history. Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, so any issues in the previous class? Yeah. Hi. Good morning, Nihal. Sure, Zaba. That will do it. We can do that, Jagdish. Not an issue. If you have any doubts, by the way, yeah. If you have any doubts, you can mail me. Okay. Yeah. Whatever the pending answer copies that were there, everything has been segregated and properly sent to their respective email IDs. If I believe there is no mismatch in the sense candidate A's copy has not been sent to candidate B's copy, I believe so. I tried my level best so that I don't mix up the candidate's answer copy, and all the answer copies, whichever that has been submitted, has been evaluated and sent it. Fine. If there is anything pending by from my side, I don't think so. There's no any pending answers as such. Yesterday late night, I wanted to wind up all the answer evaluation, and there were very few candidates. Yeah, few candidates in the sense not more than say 15, 20. Yeah, were very few not, yeah, around 15, 16 candidates who were writing answers regularly. I could see a lot of improvement in their answers, matlab regular answers, every day submitting one or two answers. So those candidates have improved a lot, but others writing one answers, two answers, that doesn't help, man. matlab theek hai, initially it is fine, but if you have to learn, see, the agenda of the class was that you should know how to write an IR answer, where to incorporate maps, etc. So that will come only through proper answer writing. Fine. Yeah, that you have to do it. Okay. Yeah, if required again here, I believe every answers that you have sent have been evaluated, and you would have got it. I have tried my level best. See, the people who haven't written their email ID, probably there would be some mismatch. And by the way, if you get anyone's copy by mistake, that's your classmate only. Okay, just inform me so that I can resend it back to the same matlab the original person. Fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. So any doubts in the previous class, guys? Devansh, you did not get your copy. No, Devansh, I haven't. Just ping me once. Ping me once. I think your copy went to someone else. Yeah. Uh, just ping me once, man. I'll evaluate. Every copy has been evaluated. So yeah. Okay. So Gurucharan's here. From administrative side, I truly don't have much idea tomorrow. I think tomorrow it is history class. If it is world history, then yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about world history. Like in some history class, man. I think it has to be world history. I believe so. Okay, so yeah, definitely, Harish. Any doubts, any answers? I'm happy to evaluate the answers. There are some say somewhere around, yeah, easily somewhere around between 15 to 20 candidates who have been writing answers on daily basis. Sometimes we just fall in love with their answers. Beautiful answers. I can see the transitions, how they were writing in the beginning and how they have developed or say evolved their answers. See here in IR there's a proper answer writing structure. So I think that I discussed in the beginning class. I think it was in class number 10. So if you haven't watched the class number 10, please go and watch the class number 10. That model is working in IR. How do I know? Personal experience. I have also got good marks. My GS2 marks is always more than 100. Getting more than 100 is a big thing in your GS2. And also if you see all the toppers copy, they are following the same model. So it means that that model is working for IR. So why write in paragraph wise without map? That doesn't work, man. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. So yeah, chalo then. Yeah, regarding everyone regarding the 11th class, yeah, I am trying my best, man. I don't know how to upload it. I'm asking the concerned person. They told that even yesterday I went to the office, asked the concerned person. They told that they will. There's some technical glitch it seems regarding some that file got corrupted, or I believe so. I'm not very sure about that. If required after this class, I will give you a summary. That is the max I can give. Matlab, I can give you a summary of what happened on the 11th class. Fine. That I can do. So after this class, we'll take say extra 1 hour if required. I will give you a summary of that 11th class. Uh, for the people who are interested, you can see that, or others can wind up then. Any doubts as such? Yashwant, I'm not sure about that one. The request that you are putting, that is making a WhatsApp group. Yeah, I really don't know from the administrator side. Yeah, I think you have to contact the concerned person, I believe. So yeah, okay. So okay, I'm not sure about it, Zaba. See, please, here, anything regarding academics, anything regarding IR, can you ask me? So tomorrow, what class? I swear I don't know. So I don't even know how to enter the portal as well. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so sure, Sony. For the people who are worried about the 11th class, I will give you a summary what happened on the 11th class after this session. Got it? I don't know, Dunish. Okay, okay. So, chalo then. Let us start with the grouping. Grouping again here. Yeah. Okay. Weightage, sure, Prem. Weightage. How many of you are giving this year, guys? Matlab, this year prelims, which I think it's June 16th, right? Yeah, June 16th. How many of you are giving? Okay. Fair number. Okay. Good. Okay, nice. Good, Harika. Nice. Okay, Harish. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Fair number. Fair. Okay, fine. Okay, so now I think everyone is available now. Let's focus on the grouping. So grouping again here. see, this is international relation. Whatever the grouping that takes place, say be it your G20 or say BRICS or UN, it is always guided as we saw in the SARC. So SARC is also a grouping. So SARC is a regional grouping. So what happened in SARC? Who was the entity who was guiding the entire SARC? It was India. So since India was powerful, India is also powerful now. So India is guiding, or say India is managing the every aspects of SARC. Similarly, say what about your BIMSTEC or BBIN? So everywhere India is the leader. So because India is powerful, India is guiding that. But what about in SCO? In Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the Central Asian one. So who is powerful there? China and Russia is powerful there. So they are the ones who are guiding every aspect of SEO. Similarly, at the global level also, who is the big power? Who are the big powers? Who are the major powers in the world level? It is US and Russia. So these are the big powers, and the emerging superpower is China. So even the grouping level, so it is always US which guides most of the global groupings. So international grouping, be it your G20, there are say 19 countries and two regional organizations, two regional unions. Say one is a European Union, one is African Union. Despite having so many countries, having nearly somewhere around 90 odd countries, US is the leader in G20. So for that matter, even UN. So all the 191 191 190 plus countries that is there in UN, who is the leader in UN? So it is US. So US guides every aspect. So it's a common thing where it is always the powerful entity who guides each and everything in a room. So if there are 20 people sitting in a room, so who is the powerful? So in geopolitics, power is determined by your, yeah, power is determined by, see, just know this relation: economy, polity, and military. So whoever is economically powerful, politically powerful, and militarily powerful, they will be the one who will be the leader in any region, or say in any grouping. So similarly, in all the groupings, uh, it is always, since it's an award, now we are discussing about the international grouping. It is always US, the major powers are the leaders. Say if US is there, US is the leader. If Russia or China is there, China is the leader. So how it happened in SEO, it say if we take a BRICS, so in BRICS, who dominates BRICS? So yeah, in BRICS, somewhere around 11 countries are there. Earlier, there were 5 countries. Now, 6 countries have been added. 11 countries are there. So, of these 11 countries, who dominates the narrative? The narrative is dominated by China and Russia to some extent. It is mainly dominated by China, and the next is Russia. So, this is how things work in grouping. And second thing that you have to know is that in international grouping, always no concrete actions are never taken. So unless the major power pushes for a concrete action, nothing really works out in a grouping, and whatever happens in a grouping is just a lip service. So what happened in G20 in India? So we had a major summit, right? 18th G20 summit was in India, New Delhi. So what was the outcome? No, everything was cosmetics. Everything was cosmetics. And then not just G20. Go analyze BRICS summit, analyze I2U2, analyze any take up any summit. It is always cosmetics unless the big power pushes for some major reforms as such, or else nothing actually works out. So unless all the members come together to make some concrete decision, things works out, or else it is just a regular meeting that takes place. So if you have read your UNFCCC in your environment, you will know. See, all the UNFCCC meeting except your UNF COP three, that is COP3, that is Kyoto Protocol, and your COP21, that is Paris Agreement. Apart from these two meetings, so there were 28 meetings that was there, COP1 to COP28 in UNFCCC environment. So so what happened? What happened in all these 28 meetings? Nothing really happened except in third and the 21st meeting, and this 21st COP21, the Paris Agreement took place because Obama pushed for it. So or else it would not have occurred also. So this is the basic thing that you have to understand, and all the international groupings are usually done, that is India participate into the international groupings, or say any other country participate into the international grouping, only to showcase its strength, so only to gain strength, so that in United Nation they get this political strength as such. Nothing, India joining G20, it will not help India in a concrete way in terms of economic aspects as such, but India will gain that geopolitical power, geopolitical support. So India joining, say, I2U2, I2U2 is India, Israel, US, UAE. So India joining this I2U2 group will not help. That's not mainly from your economics perspective. So all these groupings that are the international groupings that are there, the main perspective is not the main purpose is not economics. The main purpose is for geopolitics. So that is in order to assert ourselves, in order to assert our one country's position in the global platform. So that is the main objective of entering into, or say joining some group. That is the broad understanding about your grouping. Fine. Okay, so now let us start with grouping. So again here we'll start with G20. So all the contents that needs to be written are already pasted in your this thing, PPT. I think that should be sufficient, and have a running notes. So what you got to do for grouping is that I will be providing ARM, that is your additional reading material. Additional reading material will be provided, this PPT and running notes. I will explain, listen to it carefully, and all these groupings are completely factual in nature. You should know, acha, theek hai, there are 11 members in BRICS. You should know 11 members. So in G20, so if you take up G20, there are 19 members plus two regional units, or say that is EU, European Union, and African Union. So these are all the BRICS, all these groupings are completely factual, purely factual, but you should have a broad understanding regarding the dynamics, how it works. It's fine. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, here. Yeah, fine. The PPT is uploaded, man. Shweta, the PPT is uploaded. All the PPTs are uploaded, right? No, no, no. PPTs are uploaded. How do I send the PPT? If there is any possible way of sending the PPT, how? Yeah, Harish is telling it's uploaded. Harish, can you please share that PPT with your friends? Uh, how do I send? I can copy this link and send it. Yeah. I sent you a link. Just sure, Shweta. Copy. Yeah, I have sent a link. I have copied. There is an option called copy link, and sent it. In that, can you access the PPT? How do I send the PPT? Okay. If I do something, then preview PDF. Okay, it's okay, guys. I will dictate. I don't want to press anything where it is going to disrupt the entire class. Yes, Dinesh, you can write as many answers as possible and send it. Harish is telling the PDF will be available in the recorded video section. Yeah, Yashwant is also telling the same thing. It will be available after the class. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems it will be available after the class, guys. Now, please focus here. Okay, okay. Come back to the class. Focus, focus. Okay, okay. So yeah. Okay, now let us start with this G20. So what happened? So just go back to 1990s. So in 1990s, yeah, this pen, yeah, 1990s. So what happened after in 1990s? So we had Cold War. So then in after during 1990s, the Cold War was there. Cold War ended. 1991, USSR got disintegrated. There was only unipolar. The world became unipolar, led by US. And what did India have? What was India's options? One is in order to engage, that is, in order to have economic development, one is we could engage with US or any other region that was growing enormously. So, which was the region that was growing enormously in beginning of 1990s? It was your Southeast Asia region. So Southeast Asia region was growing. So then what happened later fag end of your 1990s? So the Southeast Asia region, that is the Asian tigers, we call it as Asian tigers because these economies were growing in double digit. All the Southeast Asian economies were growing in double digit. We call them as the Asian tigers. This Asian tigers, the Southeast Asian economies started to collapse post 1996 1997. So because all the countries had invested money over there, India also invested money there because if any country is emerging, we put money in that, our money will also develop, we can also increase the trade. So that's a basic concept, right? In the stock market or anything, if any country is emerging, you put money there, you indulge in business with that company or say that country, your investment will also grow. And if you have a good trade connections with that country, so you can export a lot. So that's what India did, and that's what not just India did. It's not that India is like super smart. So along with India, all the countries also started engaging with your Southeast Asia region. So because it was an emerging market, everyone saw it as an opportunity to trade and provide goods and services to this Southeast Asian region. So they started trading. But what happened after say 1995 or 1996, in this period? Yeah, yeah, after 1995 or say 1996, yeah, 1995 1990, in this financial year, the Southeast Asian market started to collapse. In the sense, it started stagnating and then it started to collapse. So what happened? Every country had invested their money in Southeast Asian market, and every country had developed a proper trade relation with Southeast Asian market. Then what happened? The Southeast Asian market started collapsing, so the Asian tiger started collapsing. So this affected the world. It's we cannot compare this with 2008 crisis. 2008 crisis took place in US. So since there was a economic meltdown in US, so the global economic crisis started. But whereas in Southeast Asian economies, it's not as big as your US, but all the important countries had invested in Southeast Asian markets. So since Southeast Asian market started collapsing, the all other countries could feel the heat. So then this led to the formation of G20. Then all these countries, so all these countries who had invested in your Southeast Asian market for their benefit, they started coming together, thinking for getting some solutions, like how to overcome this economic crisis. So that led to the formation of, say, origination of your G20. Fine. So write on this G20 formation. Yeah. So G20 formation. Quick, one word. It has 19 countries. 19 countries. Two regional bodies. 19 countries. Two regional bodies. Two regional bodies. That is EU and EU. European Union and your African Union. European Union and African Union. Guys, and again, Shweta, if they are telling it's not, if you're telling it's not uploaded, yeah, today, no, I think someone from your classmate, some Orange or someone message mailed me. I sent all the PDF, all the module PDF to him. You can, if you want, you can contact him, or say just mail me if you do not have all the PDFs, or say if you're not able to download all the PDFs of all the modules, just mail me. I will send it to you. So yeah, Bharat.kumar 3 at byju's.com. I'll send all the PDF. Yeah, it was Raz. Yeah, Arunsh. Yeah, Arunsh. Yeah. So Arunsh, if possible, you can please send it to your friends, man. Okay. Okay. So see here. Others, everything is written on the typed in the PDF itself. If you want, refer the PDF and just go. Just have this. Running notes so that you can understand it properly. So this was your G20, and next write down, established in 1999, established in 1999 to overcome, established in 1999 to overcome the Asian financial crisis, to overcome the Asian financial crisis, to overcome the Asian financial crisis. See, earlier, so this G20 was the G20 earlier. It was a group of finance ministers and your central governor, central bank governors. So not the head of the state. Earlier, it was just a group where the finance ministers of all these countries would come and discuss about their economics, and secondly, the central bank governors from all these countries would come and discuss about their monetary policies, so that they wanted to overcome this Asian financial crisis. So that is the concept of your G20. So the purpose, again, here the purpose is discuss and promote. So next write down, discuss and promote international financial stability. So the purpose is, see, again, the agenda of G20 is completely economics. It was only in the 18th, that is the 18 G20 summit that took place in India. So there we started discussing about your climate change, sustainable development, etc. But apart from that, your all your G20 meetings and summits are purely economics oriented, purely in terms of maintaining international financial stability, and secondly, ensuring the taking measures to address the global economic issues, say in terms of your trade, investment, development. So this is purely an economic organization, G20. Fine. So the purpose is to discuss and promote international financial trades, and the next one is address global economic issues, issues such as trade, investment, and development. So this is the main purpose of your G20. Fine. Okay, written it down. Okay, so now we will see to the next aspects, and that is, what is the structure? Say structure of G20. Again here, so the now, so after yeah, just write one line, just squeeze in one line. Post 2008 financial crisis. Post 2008 financial crisis. Even the head of the states, even the head of the states or government, even the head of the state or government started to participate in G20. Post 2008 financial crisis, even the head of the state or government, both either head of the state or head of the government, started to participate in G20. But just unless here, the reason why G20 was formed was Asian financial crisis. So post 90s, that is your Asian economy was growing. So that is say later part 1989, 1987, from that period till almost for one decade, this Asian economy was growing in double digits. So we were calling it as Asian tigers. So what happened from 1996 onwards, this Asian economy started to collapse since all the countries had invested in your Asian economies. So they had to feel the heat. So, and in order to avoid any future such economic crisis and how to overcome this Asian financial crisis, so this G20 was formed. So the G20, initially in this G20, only your finance ministers, only your governors, the central bank governors, say in India it's RBI governors and finance ministers used to participate in this meetings in order to discuss how to overcome this issues, how to overcome this financial Asian financial crisis, and how to ensure a global financial stability. So that was the agenda. But but despite this, in 2008 we had a financial crisis in US. So because of that, there is some global economic meltdown. So since all the countries had economic relation with US collapsed. So what happened? So since all the countries had good economic relation with US collapsed. So this had a ripple effect across the world. So then, in 2008, it was decided that it is not just the finance minister who can participate in G20. Here, let us also bring the head of the states, also head of the government. So let them also participate in this G20 summit. So it was after 2008. So that's when all your head of the state or say head of the government started participating in G20 summit. So how actually G20 works? So your G20, so there are two things in your G20. One is summits. So the recently that happened, right? So last September October period. Yeah, last September. Yeah, it was in September period. So that was summit, 18th summit. So that's the summit takes place annually, but however we cannot actually call it as an annual summit. So sometimes due to COVID it did not occur. So it's not like frequent every time, but more or less annually there is a summit. So in this annual summit, all your head of the states or say head of the government, they go and participate in this annual summit and discuss regarding the financial stabilities and the global economic policies. And the next one is they have meetings of finance ministers, meetings of central bank governors, and meetings of specialized groups regarding say sustainable development, digital economy, climate change. So this is how the functioning of G20 occurs. So there are two structures. So right on here, structure of G20. Head of the government of the member states, or say head of the state, or say yeah. So right on here, structure. So summits, annual summits, annual summits, where leaders from member states discuss global economic policies. Where leaders from member states discuss global economic policy. Where leaders from member states discuss global economic policy. Global economic policy. Fine. So again here, yeah, this summits is hosted by each member in a round robin fashion. So last year it was India, and before that it was Indonesia, and this year it is Brazil. So it keeps changing. It's a round robin fashion. Fine. Yeah, next one is meetings. Meetings. Finance minister, FMs, finance ministers, and central bank governors meet regularly meet regularly to discuss financial to discuss global financial stabilities. Okay, next one is working group. So working group on specialized working group on specialized on specific issues like global warming, like say climate change, sustainable development, etc. Yes, Zeba. G20 is mainly for your economics, and all these things are recent one. Earlier, working group was not there for sustainable development as such, or say climate change as such. It is only when India took up the presidentship, so we started having all these things. Fine. So G20 is mainly for your economics. So what are the achievements? So achievements of G20. So write down here achievements of G20. So, what are the achievements of G20? See, as such, there is no big achievement as such. Just for the namesake, we need to write it. It's not that G20 indulges in some path breaking coalition, or say path breaking measures that reformed economic crisis. No, it was started in 1999 to resolve Asian crisis. We had 2008 economic crisis. After 2008 economic crisis, even now there are many countries that are many European countries that are facing economic crisis, and even Southeast Asian economies are also facing crisis. So after COVID, what extra did we do in G20? So many economies are suffering to some extent. Even Indian economy is to some extent it is suffering. But however, just for namesake, you can write it. ठीक है, मतलब some efforts have been taken. At least that we have to acknowledge in G20. Okay, so achievements is first one is ensured economic stability and crisis management. Ensured economic stability and crisis management. Okay, ensured economic stability and crisis management. So post 2008 global financial crisis, so right on post 2008 global financial crisis, post 2008 global financial crisis, the G20 members participated in G20 members coordinated in stimulus package and financial reforms. Coordinated in stimulus package and financial reforms. Asian tigers, Sridhar. Since the since Asian economies was growing in double digits, it was known as Asian tigers. Right. So this is one thing. So again, all the G20 members discussed regarding the stimulus package. Stimulus package in the sense pumping money into the economy so that the economy kickstarts, also jump starts, also jump starting of the economy. That was coordinated. And second thing, and again here, guys, just as I told in the beginning, who is the big boss in the group? They will decide the agenda. Fine. So here in G20, who is the big boss? The big boss, matlab, even we will tell that every member is equal, or say even in UN, we just for namesake we can tell every member is equal. Even for in SARC, we can tell every member is equal. But in reality, is it true? In reality, in SARC, is it true that every member is equal? No. India dominates SARC. India dominates your BPIN or BIMSTEC. Similarly, in G20, it is US who dominates. It is USA and European Union. So, European Union to some extent, but however, US dominates everything. So, this is one aspect. And the second aspect, second achievement is that reforms in the global economic governance. So, reforms in the global economic governance. Reforms in the global economic governance. So below this, right on G20 members, G20 members, G20 members advocated for reforms in IMF and World Bank. G20 members advocated for reforms in IMF and World Bank. They're just here in G20, we are just advocating it. So, is it getting really implemented? See, we are advocating against whom? US. US is the hegemony in IMF and World Bank. In G20, US is a member. US is a member of G20. If the other members of G20 they tell that we have to reform World Bank and IMF, will US agree? So US maintains hegemony. The reason why US dominates IMF and World Bank is that it wants to control the entire world. So again here, think from their country's perspective. So every country will think from its national interest. So in G20, the members told that we need IMF reforms and we are pushing US. But till now, nothing really has happened. So G20 was started in 1999, and now we are in 2024. So almost say 24 years. Nothing at 24, 25 years. So nothing really happened in IMF as such. Even now, it is your US or say US dominates in IMF and World Bank as such. So next one, right on. Pushed for trade liberalization. Pushed for trade liberalization. Pushed for trade liberalization. Pushed for trade liberalization. Okay, so this again here. So groupings, whatever happens in all these groupings, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Nothing really happens unless the boss, the virtual boss decides so. Again here in G20, the virtual boss, or say it is dominated by US. So wherever US is there, it is dominated by US. So wherever any other country is the big player, that country dominates that grouping. Say in SAARC, it is dominated by India. In your SCO, it is dominated by China. So Russia, not much as such, but it is dominated by China. You take I2U2. I2U2 is India, Israel, Iran. Sorry, India, Israel, US, UAE. Who dominate in I2U2? It is US who is going to dominate. So again here, so these are some of the outcomes in your G20, but fine, yeah. So let us see the challenges. So challenges in the G20. The first one is poor coordinations. Poor coordination. Right on here, challenges in G20. Right on. Poor coordination due to diverse economic interest. Poor coordination due to diverse economic interest among member countries. Diverse economic interest among member countries. Diverse economic interest among the member countries. So next one, right on. Differences between differences between the developed and differences between the developed and the developing nations on issues like climate change and trade. On issues like climate change and trade. So, what is the issue that is, see, G20, the main agenda of G20 is to push for liberalization, push for economic development, right, in order to enhance trade at the global level. But here the issue arises between your developed country and developing world. So in developing world, they want to protect our industry. The reason why we are not having a free trade agreement with European Union is that European Union will pump their cheap will pump their BMWs, Audis into India. So if they pump their BMWs, Audis into India at a cheaper cost, who will buy our Mahindra, Tatas, and Marutis? Who will buy? So it's going to disrupt our economy. So if we have a free trade agreement, or say zero tariff on Chinese steel, it is going to affect our steel industries. It's going to affect Tata Steel industry, Jindal Steel, etc. So again here, the developing countries should focus on protecting their economy, that is protecting their industries, protect, because it is not that BMWs and Audis are creating employment in India. It is the Tatas, or say Mahindras, or say Marutis, that are creating employment in India. But what Europe wants to do is, or say if we have a free trade agreement with Europe will send their cars, will send their cheap car, that is BMWs and Audis, at a cheaper price, say 20 lakh or 25 lakh. Now there's a taxation on all these luxury cars. taxation goes on 100 to 200 percentage. So if the car is worth 20 lakhs, so another 100% tax is imposed, so that the car price increases and it becomes a costly car, and it doesn't compete with our Mahindra, Tatas, or say Marutis. So because it is the Mahindra, Tatas, and Marutis, and the Bajaj and TVS, so they are the ones who are generating employment. They are the ones who are developing Indian economy. So we need to protect them. So it is not that government is doing any favor as such. So the government wants to protect, and it is not that these guys are giving favor to the government. So the intention of the government is to protect our industries, so that these are the ones who are generating employment. But if you get a cheap goods, this industry will get affected. So the issue that comes in your G20 is that the developed world wants to push their goods and services into the developing countries, because the developed world have already mastered it. They have money, they have capital, they have money, they have technology, they have resources, so they can develop the product at a cheaper cost. So since they have the technology to develop the product at a cheaper cost, they want to sell it so that they get profit. So if they sell those goods in India at a cheaper cost, it's going to affect our country's economy. So as a reason, this is the main reason, that is a challenge between the developed and developing world regarding the trade relaxation, that the trade barrier relaxation. And the second one is climate change. This happened in the recent times. That is in India, when we had a summit over there. So who is the main cause for climate change in the present times? It is the developed world, right? So they were the ones who emitted the greenhouse gas during industrial revolution 1850s. If you see, India was colonized. India and Africa and all the current developing country were colonized. There was no industries in India as such. But however, it was the Europes or it was the North Americas, they were the ones who were burning coal, focusing on industrialization. And today, who is the responsible for climate change? It is the developed world who they are responsible. And what is the demand that is a developing country like India that are putting? So it's a genuine cause only. So we are telling you are the ones who have damaged the environment. Now you pay it, na? Why should we reduce our emissions? So why should we spend extra money on solar powers, on wind powers, where we have to focus on poverty, we have to focus on education? It is not that our poverty and education level have completely managed. No. Rather than for spending extra money on solar panels, I will put it on my education and healthcare. So what the developing countries demanding is that you guys got the benefit of the industrial revolution. Now you give us technology and some money to install renewable energy. So that's what the developing country are pushing for, so that the developed world is not allowing. So because of that, this lack of coordination, proper coordination in the developed world. Fine. Okay. In your G20. And the next challenge is implementation. So write down here. Next one is lack of implementation. Lack of implementation of the policies decided in G20. Lack of implementation of the policies decided in G20. Fine. Okay. So, see, we'll take the example of your G20 things that happened in your India in New Delhi. Matlab what are the outcomes? It has been more than 6 months. Has anything happened in that regard? Nothing. So again here, next challenge you write down: hegemony of US, hegemony of US, or say domination of US in G20. Domination of US in the functioning and implementation in G20. In the functioning and implementation in G20. Functioning and implementation in G20. Fine. So these are the broad challenges of your G20. So now let us see what happened in India when in the 18th G20 summit. So since India was the president, so right on here, so the G20. Again here, a presidency is taken through round robin fashion. Round robin in a sense, 1 year it has to go by alphabetical order. But however, it was last year. It was supposed to be, say, in 2023. It was supposed to be Indonesia. In 2022, India. It is alphabetical order. So INDIA. Yeah. Yeah, so first Indonesia, okay, Indonesia, and then first it had to be India, and then it is Indonesia. If you see here, I comes before A, so that is India was supposed to have the G20 meeting in 2022. In 2023, it was Indonesia was supposed to be the president. So in 2022, it was supposed to be India. In 2023, it was supposed to be Indonesia. But again, as per the media reports, there was a request made by, again, completely unofficial, as per Indian Express report, there was an request made by India to swap it. For what reasons, don't know. So what is special in 2023, 2024? So don't know. So we were supposed to be a president in 2022, but for some reason it got shifted to 2023, and we asked Indonesia to become president in 2022. So it is through yeah, fine. Yeah, it is through, again, presidentship. It is through the same round robin fashion, fine. Okay, so G20, right on here. Yeah, so the theme was Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The theme was Vasudeva Kutumbakam, and the focus was on inclusive sustainability and economic recovery post pandemic. From prelims perspective, this year, if you're writing, this becomes quite important. That is, the theme is Vasudeva Kutumbakam, becomes quite important. Okay, so right on here, what are the outcomes? Outcomes in 18th G20 meet. Outcomes in 18th G20 meet. Outcomes in 18th G20 summit, or say 18th G20 meet summit. Okay, so earlier, so G20, the name G20, why this 20 represented 19 countries plus one European Union. Fine, so this is G20. So now what happened? India wants to be a leader for global South. Global South means they are the developing countries. India wants to be a leader of global South. Because see it is the western country that is dominating in all the international forums or the international organization, and India wants to break that hegemony. So in order to break that hegemony, we need the support of global that is the developing countries. So as a reason, what India did, India negotiated with all the remaining members, say this 19 plus EU. 19 is, say, except India, that is 18 countries plus EU. So it negotiated with the other members of G20 in order to include African Union into G20. Even after African Union coming into G20, it is still known as G20 only. It has not become G21. It is still known as G20. The name has not officially been changed. It is still G20. Don't call it as G21. So now what India did was, India pushed for African Union's member into European into G20. So that was the outcome. So first outcome is African Union. African Union became a permanent member. African Union became a permanent member of G20. African Union became a permanent member of G20, increasing increasing the representation of developing countries. So again here, so will African Union bring any economic angle to G20? was very little. It is very little. But however, African Union has a lot of geopolitical weight. So geopolitical weight in the sense, African Union has 54 countries, 54 votes are there. African Union has 54 votes. Yeah, it has 54 votes in United Nations. So if we are supporting African Union, 54 countries would support us in United Nations. Or say African Union means it has 54 countries. So the reason why we, again here, this is also the hidden agenda of India. That is the reason why we pushed for African Union to be a member of G20, is that India wants to portray itself as the leader, that is the leader for global South, and India wants to maintain a goodwill with African Union so that we get 54 votes. At the end of the day, it's all about now it's election season. It's all about vote bank. So African Union has 54 votes with them. So the reason, if we support the African Union, the 54 countries will support us. So that's the reason. Fine. Okay, yeah, national interest. Very good, Fatima. It is national interest. It is not that it is not that India wanted economic development in Africa for so that we involved in we brought African Union into G20. No, India, it's self interest. Fine. Yeah, good, Fatima. Okay, so next one is right on. Next one is yes, strategic. Yeah. Please write down here. Initiation of Global Biofuel Alliance. 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 Okay, so what is this Global Biofuel Alliance? It was led by, so right on here, it was led by EU. Initiation of, yeah, yes, in the outcomes of G20. Matlab, what did India do in this 18th summit? One is we brought African Union into G20, and the second one is we initiated a Global Biofuel Alliance. So right on here, it was led by Brazil. It was led by Brazil, India, US. It was led by Brazil, India, US mainly. So Brazil is famous for using biofuel, so using biofuel. So their consumption of fossil fuel has gone down substantially, and they have literally mastered. So not even in US. So your Brazil has mastered the usage of biofuel in transportation sector. So they know, in fact, they have mastered the blending of ethanol, that is ethanol blending petrol, or say the ethanol blending fuel, blended fuel. So they have mastered it. So what India did, India looped in Brazil, India looped in USA, because USA has money and technology. Brazil has mastered how to promote this idea to the public. See, even if Indian government promotes this ethanol blending, it is the public that has to accept it. So Brazil has mastered that, and US has technology. So what India did, India looped in all these important players, that is your Brazil and your US, in order to promote this global biofuel alliance. So the agenda is that, the objective is that promoting. So right on here under this objective. So objective is yeah, so right on here, objective: promote sustainable biofuel development. Sustainable biofuel development. See, ethanol is a biofuel. Sustainable biofuel development, in the sense, it is not that we will exploit the natural resources, we will exploit the soil and water in order to cultivate sugarcane for ethanol purpose. No. So we should do it in a sustainable manner, and at the same time, it is not that we will stop food crops and we will start cultivating this commercial crops for ethanol purpose. Again, that will affect our food security. Now if the government of India starts paying a lot of money for ethanol, farmers will stop cultivation of rice and wheat, and they will start cultivating sugarcane. for because they'll get a lot of money. So but in a sustainable manner, if we have to develop biofuel in a sustainable manner, we have to cultivate all this agriculture product that is used in biofuels in a sustainable manner, which doesn't compromise the food security and natural environment. Right on here next to it, continue the same thing. Promote sustainable biofuel development without compromising food security, without compromising food security and environment, without compromising food security and environment. So what is biofuel? For the people who don't know what is biofuel, you'll study in detail in your science and tech. But biofuel means the fuel that is generated from the natural that is your food crops. So that is your biofuel, not the agricultural products. So that is your biofuel. Fine. uh, yeah, the fuel that is generated from your agricultural products, so that is your biofuel. So sustainable biofuel development means we have to develop the biofuel without compromising the food security. That is one aspect. Fine. And the next one, write down, enhance energy security. Next objective is enhance energy security. Enhance energy security and reduce dependency on fossil fuel. Enhance energy security and reduce dependency on fossil fuel, and reduce dependency on fossil fuel, and reduce dependency on fossil fuel, and reduce dependency on fossil fuel. Yeah. Next one is mitigate climate change. Mitigate climate change. Because your biofuel contributes less greenhouse gas emission compared to fossil fuel. So that's the reason why government of India is promoting biofuel, usage of biofuel. One thing is that we are importing of fossil fuel from different countries. So that is one thing. We want to reduce the imports. And second one is your fossil fuel emits the emission is very high in your fossil fuel. So as a reason, the emission in ethanol is very less, so very less compared to a fossil fuel. So it will help in mitigating of climate change. So this is the objective of global biofuel alliance. So these are the outcomes in your uh, 18th summit where India was the president, 18 G20 summit where India was the president. Right? Any issues over here? So quickly flip the pages for G20 and let me know if there is any issue. Now we'll take up the next grouping, that is your quad. Okay, so right on quad. Okay, Harish, 2008 crisis. See what happened. So the reason why G20 was formed in 1999 was that, say, post 1996, post 1996 onwards, the Asian market started collapsing. So it is not that one fine day it collapsed as it happened in 2008. In 2008, the day Lehman Brothers bank collapsed, US economic collapsed, and this led to a ripple effect. But whereas in Asian market, or say Asian economies, it did not collapse in one day. So there was an economic decline. So because all the countries before 1996, 1997, it was growing in double digits. All the countries had invested their money there. So all the countries were facing losses because they had invested the money there, and now the economy is going down. So then what happened in 1999? It was G20 was formed in order to overcome this Asian crisis. Asian crisis was not just an Asian crisis; it had become a global crisis because across the world they had invested in Asian economies. So Southeast Asian economies. So in 1999, it was decided that we'll have a meeting, we'll have a group G20 who will decide regarding the fiscal policy and monetary policy to manage the global economy and avoid such kind of global crisis in the future. So, but what happened in 2008? There was a meltdown. There was an economic meltdown in USA. So, did G20 preempt this one? No. So what did GM what did G20 do after this 2008 crisis, it was under the guidance of us. We gave, that is the countries started giving a stimulus package in the sense, tax breaks, giving money to the industries, giving money to the unemployed people. So that stimulus, I'm giving money to the people, so that people will start spending more, and it will kickstart or say jumpstart the economy. So that is the concept. And under G20, there is a coordinated approach regarding the stimulus package. So that was the thing in your 2008. Presidency in alphabetical order, because or else to avoid conflict of interest, right? To avoid conflicts. So else it will show, see, just for namesake, it is shown as equality, just to portray that every country is equal. On the basis of alphabet, the presidency are changed. Two groupings, Shweta, in two regional groupings are there in this thing, your G20. One is EU and one is AU, European Union and African Union. Again, here, don't remember the G20 countries, guys. Not possible, not required. From even from prelims perspective, not required. Okay, fine. Okay, so next one, right on quad. Quadrilateral security dialogue. In simple words, it's known as quad. So the full name is quadrilateral security dialogue, but however, it is known as quad. Okay. Dinesh, stimulus package means if during economic crisis no one will have money. So I assume that now there's an economic crisis in India. I will not have money. So if I don't have money, I will not spend. I will sit idle. So what the government will do? The government will give me unemployment allowance. Say the government will give me, say, 10,000 rupees as unemployment allowance. If they give me 10,000 rupees, what will I do? I will start buying clothes. I will start buying soap, shampoo, etc. So if I start buying clothes, a job would be created in textile factory. If I start buying soap and shampoo, toothpaste, etc. So what I'll use it. I'll use this 10,000 rupees for my basic survival, right? So all these industries, multiple industries would start of would start there would be employment in those industries, because I have started demanding the goods from these industries. So this is how we kickstart the economy. So the money which the government pays to me, that is called a stimulus package. Right? Yeah. Okay. So now let us take quad. So write down here quad. What is quad? Okay, so if you have to understand Quad, first you need to understand the geopolitics. So the geopolitics, when did China started asserting itself in the world? So it is in the recent times. After 2013, China started asserting its, after 2013, in the sense the Belt and Road Initiative project. In the Belt and Road Initiative project, China started asserting itself at the global level. Before that, China was a regional superpower in the sense, in Asia China was the superpower. Say there was a competition between China, Japan and India. So ठीक है, we can also include India there. Nothing wrong in that. Yeah, India, China and Japan, there was a competition. Before 2013, China was considered as a super regional power. So why this Japan was a dominant power? Because Japan had USA's backing. So USA was backing Japan, USA was funding Japan. So Japan was a superpower as such. But however, matlab was a superpower in Asia region, not at the global level. But however, and again here, there's nothing much in Japan as such. Japan has good technology that we can accept, but however, their population is declining. Their population has stagnated. Japan's economy is not growing; it has almost stagnated. But Japan has technology. Say Japan has nuclear technology. That's one thing. So Japan has nuclear technology. That's why people respect Japan, and Japan has cutting edge engineering technologies. So these are the reasons. It is not that Japan has a huge reserves as such. So Japan doesn't have much oil reserves or gas reserves or minerals, something. Japan is a small island. So since Japan is a close ally of US and Japan has nuclear technology and Japan has good engineering technology, Japan is respected. Japan is considered as some considered power in the world. Yeah, Japan's economy is also almost stagnated. It's almost stagnated. So, but however, before 2013, it was China who was dominating this region. Please see here, who was dominating this region. So it was a threat to India as well as it was a threat to this thing Japan, and to some extent it was threatening Australia. But I'm speaking before 2013. Before 2013, China was a big threat to India as well as your Japan. So what happened? So in 2007, Japan proposed a grouping. So in order to control China, so what did it propose? Japan proposed in 2007 something called as Quad. So what is this? Quadrilateral security dialogue. Because during this period, it was your China that was emphasizing spending a lot on military activities. It was this period, during 2007, post 2007. So China started expanding its territory in South China Sea. All the South China Sea started occurring in this early 2000s. So this China started flexing its muscles after 2013 at the global level. Before 2013, it was at the regional level. It was emphasizing its power, or so showcasing its power at the regional level. So what happened in 2007? It was your Japan that proposed one concept called as Quad, where the members would be India, Japan, Australia, and USA would come together for security purpose, for security reason. But however, the hidden agenda was to suppress or say to control China's rise. So that, well, India doesn't want China's rise, Japan doesn't want China's rise. The reason being that China is an authoritarian country. China will not rise peacefully. So China is an authoritarian country. So that's the reason we don't want Chinese rise in the region, because China is an authoritarian country. It mindlessly uses its military power to encroach others' territory. That happened in South China Sea, and it often creates border disputes with India, and it often creates the maritime territorial disputes with Japan, South Korea, etc. So to avoid this, Japan proposed this policy of Quad. So the main agenda was to control China's growing influence in Indo-Pacific region, so this region. But however, USA did not support this in the sense, just for namesake, USA entered into this Quad. But USA did not feel that China would become a superpower and it would threaten its existence, or say threaten its hegemony. In 2007, China was not adequate, sufficient. China did not showcase itself as an alternative to US. So China started showcasing itself as an alternative to US after 2013, after Belt and Road Initiative project. China was started showing itself as an alternative. But however, before 2013, China was asserting itself in this region. So what happened? Since Japan is a close ally of US, Japan pulled US also into this group, that is Quad grouping. But however, if you see the recent reports, US clearly told India that do not encourage Japan in this Quad grouping as such. So and again, when after this Quad grouping, China showed serious concerns against these four members. And USA and China are close trading partners. So no matter how many disputes occurs, USA and China are the closest trading partner. So what happened? Since China showed some concerns regarding Quad, and USA had interest in China, So USA told it, ठीक है यार, let's wind up this, let's wind up the wind up quad grouping. In a sense, we will not much emphasize this quad grouping. So this was the origin of quad. Fine. Then what happened in 2017? So in 2017, quad was again revived. Now who initiated quad? America initiated quad. matlab they revived quad. So earlier it was Japan. So USA did not support because USA did not feel the threat of China. But in 2017, so post this Belt and Road Initiative project, so what happened? So USA felt the threat of China. So then USA revived it into in 2017. It was not India who demanded, or say Japan who demanded the revival of Quad. It was USA who demanded the revival of Quad. Fine. So the tables turned after almost after 10 years. So after 10 years, US is revived Quad, and now we are having Quad grouping. And but however, it's completely informal. There is no formal meeting. Whereas in G20, we had summits every year. There's a summit, right? There's a proper meeting. But whereas in Quad, it is completely informal. Again, in Quad, who is the dominant player? It is the USA who is the dominant player. So if USA feels that, chalo, next year we'll have a meeting, we'll have a meeting. Chalo, this year, tomorrow we'll have a meeting, we'll have a meeting. So it is even in Quad, it is a USA that is a dominating player, and there's no fixed structure as such. The fixed structure in the sense every year annual meeting, no, nothing like that. There's a councils, nothing like that. So ran ad hoc, everything is ad hoc in Quad. And who decides mainly? For outside world, it is told that it's a consensus decision, that is all the four countries will decide together. But the reality is that USA dominates it. So if USA tells, all the remaining three countries accepts it. Fine. So this is the overview about your Quad. So write on this: origin of Quad. Origin of Quad. So write down here. So Quad was Quad was proposed. Quad was first proposed in 2007 by Japan. Quad was first proposed. Quad was first proposed in 2007 by Japan. By Japan. So then Manmohan Singh was the PM. Japan. It aimed to control. So write down here. It aimed to control China's rise. It aimed to control China's rise in the Indo-Pacific region. Aimed to control China's rise in the Indo-Pacific region. In the Indo-Pacific region. Okay, below this write down. So the members are India, US, Japan, Australia. India, US, Japan, Australia. So below this write down. Initially, initially China, initially China, China showed concerns. China showed concerns regarding Quad, and it got irked, irked, IRKD, it got irked. It got irked by it. It got irked by it. In a sense, this grouping was anti-China. The plank on which this grouping was made, it was on the basis of anti-China. And again here in 2007, before economic meltdown, the global economic meltdown, 2008, it was in 2007. In 2007, US and China were a closest partner. So closest partner in the sense in terms of economy. So that time, US did not face the heat of economic slowdown. US was booming. Since US market was booming, India's market was tightly associated with US. Look at how the geopolitics is working. So before 2008, this Quad happened in 2007, US was a very close ally of China because economic relation was strong. There was billions and billions of dollars of trade that was going on between US and China. So what happened? But however, this China was threatening the territorial sovereignty of Japan, India. So as a reason, this was a threat for India and Japan, matlab genuine threat, but was no major threat for this thing, that is your US and your Australia. Since US and Australia are a close ally of Japan, they looped in Japan using diplomatic measures looped in into this grouping. So India also participated into this grouping. So initially China showed concerns against this grouping and it got air. As a reason, US became reluctant in this grouping. So below this right on, why US became reluctant in 2007? India, US and China were a close economic partners. So the principle of US foreign policy is that no permanent friendship, permanent interest was US was economically growing because of China. So US told, "Okay, keep this aside, fine." So, but next point right on. However, a reluctant, and yeah, however, US was reluctant. However, US was reluctant. However, US was reluctant. Members SIMA, it is US, Australia, India, Japan. US, Australia, India, Japan. India, Japan, US, Australia. So it's here, right? So this is a picture. US, China got irked, not US. It is China got irked because this entire forum was created on the basis of anti-China, right? So China got irked. Okay. However, US was reluctant in the participation in Quad's participation in Quad's participation. So right on here, 2017, 2017, a revival of Quad. 2017, a revival of Quad. A revival of Quad. So again, US US initiated the revival. US initiated the revival. US initiated the revival amidst 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 rising China's influence amidst rising China's influence amidst rising China's influence in Indo-Pacific region, full stop, Indo-Pacific region, and to control BRI, Belt and Road Initiative projects, and to control BRI, Belt and Road Initiative projects. Belt and Road Initiative projects. So right now in 2017, the scope of Quad was expanded. Scope of Quad was expanded. Scope of Quad was expanded to areas like scope of Quad was expanded to areas like economic cooperation, infrastructure development, cyber security, climate change, and pandemic response. And pandemic response. Okay, so in 2017, the objectives of Quad were further expanded, but however, the core objectives, so right on here, the core objectives of Quad. Core objectives of Quad. What are the core objectives of Quad? First one is core objectives of Quad. So there are three important core objectives. First one is promoting free and open Indo-Pacific region. That is freedom, right on, ensuring freedom of movement, ensuring freedom of movement in Indo-Pacific region. Okay, freedom of navigation, ensuring freedom of navigation or freedom of navigation in Indo-Pacific region. Next one is to counter China's influence, to counter China's rising influence, to counter China's rising influence in the region, to counter China's rising influence in the region, to counter China's rising influence in the region, to counter China's rising influence in the region. And the next one is increase cooperation in shared challenges, increase cooperation in shared challenges like increase cooperation in shared challenges like maritime security, like maritime security, counterterrorism, counterterrorism, humanitarian assistance, and disaster relief. Humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. So again, here you have to note a point here that Quad is not structured as such. So there's no regular meeting as such. So everything is ad hoc in the sense. So in G20, all these four members will come in the sidelines and meet. So there's no meeting as such. Like in G20, we had summits every year. There's nothing like that in Quad. So it is completely ad hoc. So what are the challenges? So what are the challenges in Quad? So the first challenges, right on, first challenges, that is, yeah, so yeah, sorry, right on here, the important Quad initiatives. So Quad initiatives, sorry, yeah, right on this, Quad initiatives. So the first one is again in see apart from this security angle, countering China. So other Quad initiatives are, first one is Quad fellowships, to promote Quad fellowships to help students in STEM courses. Quad fellowships to help students in STEM courses. Next one is Quad vaccine policies. That is Quad initiative in the sense the the four countries together, they come together, and apart from all this security angle, there are other aspects also that the Quad works. One is in terms of providing fellowship. So that is for the students of STEM department, the fellowships are provided. Next one is Quad vaccine partnership. Quad vaccine partnership to boost vaccine vaccine production, yeah, to boost vaccine production. Next one is cooperation in space sector, cooperation in space sector, cooperation in space sector. And the last one is cooperation in climate change, cooperation in climate change, cooperation in climate change, cooperation in climate change. Fine. Okay, so these are the initiatives that the Quad does. But however, know the fact that Quad is kind of an ad hoc grouping. These are just for namesakes. They do it. There's nothing concrete that takes place in Quad, or till now that has taken place in Quad. So though there are a lot of challenges in Quad, so there are, let us analyze the challenges in Quad. First one, right on, challenges of Quad. So challenges in Quad. First one is first big challenge is that see China, no matter what, we cannot neglect China. Even today, see, India, that is, India says that boycott China, etc. You know who is the largest trading partner with India? It is China. Same thing with respect to US. US also China is also one of the largest trading partner with that is US. China is one of the largest trading partner with US also. So we cannot have a very hard stance against China. The fact is that China will rise. China, there's no way we can stop China's rising. So the only thing that we can do is that we can ensure that China rises in a peaceful manner. If we take hard stance, it is going to irk China, and then who will be at loss? See, India, who is the largest trading partner of India? China. You know what is the percentage of trade with India from Chinese perspective? It is somewhere around 2%, just 2%. So the from the overall trade of China, just 2% trade is with India. But for India, China is the largest trading partner. If China stops their goods to India, their only 2% of trade will get affected. Only 2% of trade will get affected. For India, it is the largest trading partner. So you're getting it. So we cannot have a very hard stance against China. So we need to balance it. We need to engage with US, Japan, and Russia, this Australia, in such a way that it doesn't openly look like we are anti-China. uh, we cannot afford to look like anti-China, because China has developed in such a way that we require China. That is all the countries, not just India. Even US requires China, because they are the manufacturing hub. We require China. So there's no way we can negate China or say discount China. So the challenge is that there's a balancing act that is needed. Right on here. So challenges in part one is a balancing act between Quad and balancing act between Quad and managing relation with China. India is a member of Quad. India should also be managing their relation with China. Japan is a member of Quad. Japan's one of the largest trading partner of Japan is China. So despite China and Japan are big rival countries, China is one of the largest trading partner of Japan. So we cannot negate China. So one challenge is that balancing act, that is the member countries should balance Quad as well as China. So that is one factor. And the next one is right on hegemony of USA. Hegemony, it's not written here, so right on here, hegemony of USA. Hegemony of USA. Hegemony of USA in Quad. So it is the USA that determines everything in Quad. Matlab, openly we cannot tell, but it is stated that all the countries are seen as equal. But no, it is US who is going to decide. Yeah. And the next one is, see here, internal cohesion issues. Internal cohesion issues in the sense, for India, China is threat from border perspective, not in terms of trade. Trade to some extent it is a threat, but however the biggest threat is from border perspective. For that is land border perspective. For Japan, China is a threat from maritime border perspective. For USA, China is a threat from economic perspective. So you're seeing the different threats from China. So there is no proper internal cohesion as such. So from India, it is land border issues. From Japan, it is maritime border issues. From USA and Australia, it is the economic trade perspective. So right down here, internal cohesion issues, internal cohesion issues right on here, internal cohesion issues. The members of Quad have different issues. The members of Quad have different issues with China, have different issues with China, and very little common issues, and very less common issues, and very less common issues, and very less common issues. Okay, so what is the issue with India? It is land border. With Japan, it is maritime border. With USA, it is a trade disputes. With Australia, they are not allowing Australian vessel into the South China Sea. So these are the issues that is going on. And the next one is next challenge is Quad lacks a formal institutional framework. There's no formal institutional framework as such. That is regular meeting, nothing like that. Fine. So Quad lacks a formal institutional framework. Okay, Quad lacks a formal institutional framework and depends on informal dialogues and depends on informal dialogues and depends on informal dialogues. Fine. So this is the issue with Quad. Fine. Any doubts over here? Okay, so now it is 7:35. We'll come back by 7:45. 10 minutes break, so that we can complete, and we also have to go through the 11th class. And again here, for the people who came late, and there's some I'm told that there are some issues in the 11th class. So what we'll do is that after completing this class, I'll give a summary about this 11th class. Yesterday I spoke with the concerned person. He told that there's some technical glitch in that video. I don't know when it will get rectified, but in the meanwhile, I'll give a summary of 11th class or after this class, right? So that issue will get resolved, and all the people who have submitted their answers, everyone's a copy have been submitted back, that is evaluated and resubmitted back. If there is any mismatch, that is, I have tried my level best to avoid any mismatch. If there is any mismatch, that if you have received some other student's copy, so kindly let me know so that I can send it to the same the original owner of that answer copy. Fine, but I have tried my level best. After this class also, I'll have a small session regarding the answer writing. So because answer writing is that's the main issue, that's the main agenda why you're sitting in the class. That is, you should know how to get marks. So yeah, we'll after this class we'll see to it. Fine. Okay. So we'll start the class by 7:45. Today we'll have a short break because we have a lot of things to do. Fine. Okay. So please cooperate now. Okay. So chalo then. So thank you guys. 7:45. Yeah, audible. Fine. Okay, so now let us take I2U2. Okay, so what is this I2U2? Yeah, so what is this I2U2? Again, here it is a regional grouping. So I write on this.
I don't know that.
So sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so it is a regional grouping. So I2U2 is a regional grouping. So right on here. So what is the purpose of I2U2? So it was initiated in 2021. So after COVID, it was initiated in 2021. So right on here. Okay, so why did India participate in this I2U2? So, in order to understand this I2U2, why it is so much why it's so much important for India. So, understand this India's look west policy and the challenges. So, what was the challenge in look west policy? So, what is the agenda under your look west policy? The agenda of look west policy is that we need to engage with the West Asia region, where we get economic benefits. That is the investment from the West Asia. We get technology, defense technology from Russia, and we get oil, and our diaspora protection. So yeah, one second. Yeah, we get this diaspora protection. So these are the objectives of our look west policy, right? That is your energy needs, investment from your West Asia, because the West Asia have rich money. They have dollars, huge dollars, forest reserves them with them, and defense technology from your Israel. And the next one is your diaspora safety of Indian diaspora. So in order to push this agenda, so we had an opportunity in 2021. So that is your I2U2. But what is the challenge in West Asia? The challenge in West Asia is that there is a rivalry between your iran Iran versus Saudi. There's a rivalry between your Iran versus Saudi, and Arab world, rivalry between Arab world versus Israel. Yeah, there's some issue with the pen, but yeah, so there's an issue, the issue that there's a rivalry between your Iran versus Saudi, and there's a rivalry between your Arab versus Israel. If India engages with Israel, your Arab world will get affected, or say get irked. If India engages with Saudi, Iran will get irked. So as a reason, so we found this platform, or say this I2U2, as a good platform where we can negate this challenge, that is Arab versus Israel challenge. So because in I2U2, the Arab world is coming on the same platform as that of your Israel. So Israel is also coming to the same platform. Arab world is UAE. So this is your UAE. So UAE is a close ally of your Saudi. So UAE is also coming. UAE is also coming on the same platform. So we are negating this challenge, that is Arab world versus your Israel challenge. But still this platform will not negate the issue between your Iran versus Saudi. So Iran versus Arab world, that Iran versus Saudi, that issue will not be resolved. But however, Arab world versus Israel issue can be easily resolved in this platform. So as a reason, in 2021, India joined this I2U2. So the main purpose of this I2U2 was that enhance the economic cooperation between these four countries, that is your US, India, Israel, and UAE, in order to increase the cooperation between these four countries. And the next one is increase, that is joint investment in strategic sectors, like say energy field, in terms of water resource, joint investment, that's all these four countries together will come and invest in terms of say in terms of say developing oil fields, or say oil pipelines, etc. And the next one is infrastructure project developments. And since these countries, that is yeah, UAE and US, has a lot of money with them, and Israel has technology. India, what does India have? India have population. India has big market, so it is going to benefit everyone. That is, India is an emerging economy. India has a big market. US has money. This UAE has money. US has technology. This Israel has technology. So it is going to benefit all the entities. That is, you if UAE invests in India, India is an emerging market. US money will also grow, and US also has a lot of money, forex reserves. If US invests in India, this will their money will also grow. And Israel has technology, defense technologies, agricultural technologies. India wants Israel's technology, and Israel also wants to sell it. The no Israel also to encash their technology. So this is a good alliance. That is, all the partners will get benefit out of this alliance. So that is the broad overview about your I2U2. So write on this I2U2. I2U2. So write on this I2U2. First one is established in 2021. Established in 2021. Established in 2021. Established in 2021. Members, next point, right on. Members are US, that is I2. Right on, I2 is India, Israel. Members are India, Israel. India, Israel. U2 is USA, UAE. USA, UAE. USA, UAE. UAE. USA, UAE. So these are the members. Okay, first one is enhanced. That is, purpose is enhanced cooperation. Right on, enhanced cooperation, enhanced economic cooperation among the member states. Enhanced economic cooperation among the member states. Enhanced economic cooperation among the member states. Yeah, next one is joint investment in strategic sectors. Joint investment in strategic sectors like energy. Joint investment in strategic sectors like energy. And the next one is joint implementation of infrastructure projects. Joint implementation of infra projects. Joint implementation of infra projects. Joint implementation of infra projects. So broadly in this I2U2, 6 areas of cooperation was decided. So 6 areas of cooperation. So what are the 6 areas of cooperation? So write down here 6 areas of cooperation. The heading is 6 areas of cooperation. Heading is 6 areas of cooperation. 6 areas of cooperation. Yeah. First one is clean energy. So first one is clean energy. Promote clean energy. Promote clean energy. First one is promoting clean energy. Clean energy. Yeah, next one is enhancing connectivity. Enhancing connectivity between the member states. Enhancing connectivity between the member states. If you see the world map over here, please see here, there's a background over here, right? So this is, yeah, or else I'll draw the map itself. There's some issue with the pen. Yeah, broadly consider something like this. So this is your Middle East region, this is your Africa, this is your USA, this is India. So yeah, this is your India. So again here, this Middle East is in the center of your India and USA. So again, another area of cooperation is that increasing connectivity from USA to Middle East to India. So connecting this region. So that is the next area of cooperation. So connectivity. So physical connectivity between the countries. Okay, next one is finding solutions. Finding solutions for waste management. Finding solutions for waste management. See, mind you, it is US and US, Israel, and UAE. So all these countries are developed countries, which generates a lot of waste as such, and this waste is a big issue. And again here, this I2U2 is not just an economic organization like we had G20. This I2U2 is more a broad based organization. It speaks about energy security, economic cooperation, sustainable development, that is managing of waste management, etc. So all these things are a part of your I2U2. Again, don't consider that I2U2 is an organization only for economic perspective. No, economic perspective is one reason. Another reason is that uh, your connectivity measures, clean energy, sustainable development, etc. All these things will also are also a part of ITU2, and it also emphasizes on climate change, to control climate change. Fine. So next one, right on. Yeah. Next area of cooperation is strengthening startup ecosystem. 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 Yeah, and the next one is promoting security and defense cooperation. Promoting security and defense cooperation. See here, it is US and Israel are a big players in defense exports. So UAE imports a lot of defense equipments from USA. India imports a lot of defense equipments from USA and Israel. But Israel UAE relation is a recent relationship, that is in this I2U2. Before that, due to the Arab rivalry with Israel, UAE was not importing any weapons from Israel. It is only in the recent times that UAE has started importing weapons from Israel. So again here, strengthening defense, security, and defense cooperation. And the last area of cooperation is climate diplomacy. That is climate diplomacy. That is taking efforts to mitigate taking efforts to mitigate climate change. Taking efforts to mitigate climate change. Okay, so these are the areas of cooperation. So now, why I2U2 is important for India? So why I2U2 is important for India? So write down the significance of I2U2 for India. Significance of I2U2 for India. Significance of I2U2 for India. Why I2U2 is so important for India? The first reason is, so write down here. Yeah, uh, boosts. Yeah, uh, yeah, helps in implementing look west policy. Helps in implementing look west policy. Helps in implementing look west policy. India's look west policy. Yeah. Next one, right on. Managing managing a relation between UAE and Israel. Managing relation between UAE and Israel. Managing relation between UAE and Israel. So earlier this was an issue because UAE, that is the Arab world, and Israel had a issue amongst themselves. If India engages with Israel, Arab world would get affected. If Arab world would get hurt, if India engages with the Arab world, your UAE would get hurt. So that is the reason. That is helps in dehyphenating the foreign policy between UAE and your Israel. And the next one is ensures investment to India. Ensures investment to India. ensures investment in India, as UAE and US, as UAE and USA has for huge forex reserves, has UAE and USA has huge forex forex reserves, foreign reserves. Right. So these are the significance. But however, what are the challenges? What are the challenges in this I2U2? First one is, see, when we joined I2U2, this strained our relation with Russia and China. See, Russia and USA doesn't go together. Sorry, USA and China doesn't go together. When whichever group where USA is there, if we join that group, our relation between Russia and China gets strained. So the challenge of I2U2 is that, so it's right on here, straining the relation between India and Russia, straining the relation between India and Russia, India and China, India and Russia, India and China. Okay, next one, right on. Next one, right on. Yeah, further straining the relation between India and Iran, straining the relation between India and Iran. Why India and Iran? See, Iran and USA doesn't go together. Iran and your UAE, because UAE is a Sunni, UAE is a Sunni country. So Iran is a Shia country. So they have rivalries. So Iran, since we and again here Iran and Israel doesn't like. See, if you consider I2U2, Israel, US, UAE, all these three countries are against Iran. But India is a close ally with Iran. So again, so it strains the relation between India and Iran. Fine, strains the relation between India, Iran. And the next one is, next challenge is US hegemony. US hegemony in the grouping. US hegemony in the grouping. US hegemony in the grouping. That is, US is a dominant player. US hegemony in the grouping. Okay, fine. So now let us take the next grouping. So that is your BRICS. So write down here BRICS. Rakesh, second point is strains the relation between India and Iran. Strains the relation between India and Iran. Prakash, yeah. Okay, so see here, write down BRICS. So the concept of BRICS, it was not some this Quad. Who initiated Quad? Japan initiated Quad. But however, this BRICS was not initiated by any of this the member countries. That is, it was not initiated by say Brazil or say Russia, India, China, South Africa. No, the concept of BRICS was given by a university professor. So telling that these countries, earlier it was BRIC, BRIC. So this concept of BRIC, that is your Brazil, Russia, India, China, BRIC. This concept was coined by a university professor, economist who coined this concept BRIC. So he told that these are the emerging superpowers in the future. That is, emerging economies in the future. It was not coined by your Brazil or say Russia or India or China. No, whereas Quad was initiated by Japan itself, who was a member. This BRICS was not initiated by the countries who was a member, but this concept was given by an economist saying that this is the Brazil, Russia, India, China. So these are the countries which are emerging and which will become a superpower in the 21st century. So this was the concept. And the first meeting, so when this concept was laid out by an economist, and all these countries started accepting this, that is your Brazil, Russia, India, China started accepting this. हाँ ठीक है सही बोल रहा है मतलब what I was telling is right. So let us have a formal meeting. So this formal meeting took place in 2009. Before that, this was an academic concept, that is in future, that is in the 21st century, it is a BRIC country that will be a superpower, because the BRIC country is an emerging economy. In 21st century, it is a BRIC country that will be a superpower. So this concept was given, and it was an economics concept given in 2001. In 2009, so in 2009, that is the first this thing was coined. The first meeting was held in 2009, and in 2010, that is your South Africa joined this BRICS. So it became from BRIC. So earlier it was BRIC. From BRIC it became into BRICS, BRICS, BRICS. Now in the latest meeting, that is in 2023 meeting, last year summit, so another 6 countries joined into this grouping. So BRICS, the name has not been changed. So now another 6 country has been joined into grouping. So now totally 11 members are there. So earlier 5 members, now 6 members, new 6 members, totally 11 members are there. So this is the basics about your BRIC. Fine. Okay. So write down here. No, so yeah, right on. See, the groupings, see, there are like, hundreds and hundreds of grouping. We should see the grouping where India is a member, and that affects India's interest. So UPSC doesn't ask any random grouping as such. Yeah, again, here, please do not overcomplicate the preparation. Analyze the UPSC papers, last 10-year, 12-year paper you analyze, you'll get to know that which area UPSC is focusing on. Rather than reading all the groupings, just focus on the grouping where India is a member, and that's the area where UPSC is asking questions on. So focus on those groupings, fine. So write down this basics of BRICS. First point, write down emerged as an economic concept. Oh, emerged as an economic concept. Emerged as an economic concept, BRIC, BRIC, BRIC. Within bracket, you write Brazil, Russia, India, China. Quick, quick, quick. Brazil, Russia, India, China. Brazil, Russia, India, China. Brazil, Russia, India, China. Identifying it as a future, identifying it as a 21st century economic powerhouse. Identifying it as a 21st century economic powerhouse. Identifying it as a 21st century economic powerhouse. So here I don't. In 2009, first BRIC meeting was held. In 2009, first BRIC, BRIC. Again, don't write S, it is BRIC. Everything has to be in caps. In 2009, first BRIC meeting was held. Yeah, first BRIC meeting was held. Yeah. In 2010, South Africa joined. In 2010, South Africa joined BRICS. South Africa joined BRICS. BRICS. South Africa joined BRICS in 2010. Okay. In 2023, so write down here, in 2023, 6 more countries joined. In 2023, 6 more countries joined BRICS. In 2020, the name has not changed, it is still BRICS. In 2023, 6 more countries have joined BRICS. That is Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi, UAE. So write down this. Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi, UAE. Saudi, UAE. Saudi, UAE. Okay, fine. So right on this next one, objectives. So again here, what are the objectives? Earlier, it was formulated as an grouping for economic perspective, but however, gradually the objectives kept increasing. So right on here, the objectives right on, promoting economic cooperations through promoting economic cooperations through promoting through increased trade through increased trade through increased trade through increased trade. And the next one is development cooperations in terms of development cooperations in terms of infrastructure, poverty reduction, and sustainable development. See, in BRICS we have something called as a BRICS bank. Okay, so this new development bank, we call it as a BRICS bank. So the BRICS bank is initiated for infrastructure development among the member countries, poverty reduction. So again here, earlier the objective was BRICS was from the economic perspective, that is economic cooperation, but later on gradually the objectives kept increasing, that is the objective started widening. So that is for infrastructure development, poverty reduction, sustainable development became the key areas of focus later on. And the next one is, we also started including the socio-cultural, that is cultural and social exchange plans. So right on here, socio-cultural exchange programs, socio-cultural exchanges, socio-cultural exchange programs, socio-cultural exchange programs. And the last one is global governance reforms. That is, this is a major objective. That is global governance reforms. Global governance reforms. Global governance reforms, and reducing the global governance reforms and reducing the hegemony of the West. And reducing the hegemony of the West. And reducing the hegemony of the West. Reducing the hegemony of the West. Of the West. Fine. Okay, so this was the objective. See, the main objective why the BRICS was formed was that, see, all these countries are developing countries. That is, say, your Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. All these countries are emerging economies, and in the global level, at the global level, your Western countries dominates your IMF, World Bank, etc. And all these emerging countries requires capital for functioning. IMF and World Bank controls capital. So who controls IMF and World Bank? It is a developed world. So what this BRICS countries they thought was that, why don't we have our own bank? Why depend on the Western world? Why depend on IMF, World Bank? Why don't we have our own bank? Why don't we have our own developmental agencies? Why depend on IMF for bailing out economic crisis during economic crisis? Why can't we have our own contingency reserve arrangements? Why? So all these aspects was discussed, and alternatives were found out. So BRICS, the main agenda of BRICS was, so if you consider what is the important objective in this BRICS, the first important objective is promoting economic cooperation among the member countries, and the second one is reforming global governance. That is, all these BRICS countries, they don't want the Western hegemony to be controlling the global institution. So in order to avoid that, so this BRICS started its own institutions. Also various initiatives were taken by BRICS. So next, write on the BRICS initiatives. What are the initiatives of BRICS? So write on here, initiatives of BRICS. So first one, write on New Development Bank. New Development Bank, NDB. So it is a BRICS bank. It's also known as BRICS Bank. New Development Bank. It's also known as BRICS Bank. It is alternative to. It is seen as an alternative to World Bank. NDB, New Development Bank, it's also known as your BRICS Bank. It is seen as alternative to World Bank. Seen as alternative to World Bank. Seen as alternative to World Bank. because in World Bank, the loans that World Bank gives has a lot of strings attached, a lot of clauses, and who decides all these clauses? It is decided by the Western world, also mainly the US decides it. So this BRICS countries, they do not like that Western hegemony. So in order to have our own bank, that is all these countries pooled up money and started their own bank called as your New Development Bank, and this NDB funds all the infrastructure projects, developmental projects among the member countries. So that is your NDB. And the next one is, and again write this, that is your NDB is seen as an alternative to World Bank. NDB is seen as an alternative to World Bank. And the next one is contingency reserve arrangement, CRA, contingent reserve arrangement, contingent reserve arrangement, contingent reserve arrangement to provide financial support during economic crisis, to promote financial support during economic crisis, to promote financial support during economic crisis. So now, if there is any economic crisis, the countries go and ask support from which organization? It is IMF. Very good, Rishabh. It is similar to IMF. Now, if there's any economic crisis in India, India have to go and take money from IMF. Pakistan has economic crisis. With whom it's going and asking money? IMF. If any country is facing economic crisis, they will have to go and ask money from IMF. But so what IMF doesn't give money in a simple basis. So they have a lot of conditions attached to it. And who decides these conditions? It is mainly determined by the Western world. So again here, so in order to create an alternative form of IMF, we have this contingent reserve arrangement. So within bracket you write seen as an alternative to IMF, seen as an alternative to IMF, seen as an alternative to IMF, seen as an alternative to IMF. Okay, so now write down challenges in BRICS. See, BRICS was functioning properly up till 2015. So after 2015, what happened? Here in BRICS, who are the big players in BRICS? Who are the big players in BRICS? It is China, it is India, it is Russia. So these are the big players in BRICS. Just analyze how the dynamics works, how the geopolitics works. So when CPEC was initiated, when was CPEC initiated? China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. China-Pakistan Economic Corridor was initiated in 2015, fag end of 2015. After CPEC, so CPEC completely violated India's sovereignty. So CPEC violated India's sovereignty. So then what happened? So India, before all this NDB, contingent reserve arrangements, or whatever that happened, good things that happened in BRICS, it was before 2015. So after 2015, what happened? Same like SAR, what happened after when Pakistan attacked India? SAR got defunct. Similarly, BRICS, there's no major activities that is going on in BRICS. So the big thing that happened in BRICS was after 2015, the big thing that happened in BRICS was in 2023. That is, the new members were added. The 6 new members were added. From 2016 till 2023, nothing really happened. Say 3 years, after 3 years, we had COVID, and even in COVID, nothing really happened. So what happened after 2015? Due to CPEC, India and China had a major clash. Then what happened in 2015 onwards? If you see 2016, so India US relationship, if you see 2016, just flip your page and see. In 2016 we had a defense agreement with USA, right? Just flip your page and see. In 2016 we had a defense agreement with USA, where USA could use our military base. So this happened for the first time. Since USA could use LEMOA, very good Fatima. Under LEMOA, USA could use our military base. Who is a big player in this thing? BRICS, Russia. Russia and USA, they are rivals. So when India and China had issues, and India was moving close to USA, India signed USA, that is LEMOA agreement with USA. Russia, for the first time in history, supplied defense equipment to Pakistan in 2016. when India signed this agreement, this military Lemova agreement with USA in 2016, immediately Russia supplied military weapons to Pakistan. For the first time, it happened. So look at how the dynamics is working. So in this BRICS grouping, the three important players, that is your China, Russia, and India. So China, Russia, and India, they are having internal conflicts. China and India has an internal conflict with respect to CPEC. China is violating India's sovereignty. And the next one is India is moving towards Russia. So under Lemovo agreement, India is moving towards Russia. And as a retaliation, Russia is engaging with Pakistan. So this is irritating India. India moving towards Russia, India moving towards USA is irritating Russia. So due to all these factors, from 2016 onwards, no major things took place in BRICS. So no, even though there was a BRICS meeting, it was just a very casual meeting. No concrete actions were taken. And whatever this NDB was created, and whatever this contingency reserve arrangement was created, that also almost become defunct. So almost it's not functioning as of now. Not functioning in the sense, not properly functioning as of now. So this is the current status of BRICS. Fine. So write down here challenges of BRICS. Challenges of BRICS. Are you getting how dynamics works in BRICS? So after 2015 onwards, that is from 2016 till 2023, now that the new members have come into BRICS, probably they would get some new energy. That is, new energy would be there. But from 2016, 17, 18, nothing happened. 1920 we had 1920 21 we had COVID. Even 22 we had COVID issues. In 23 some big thing happened, that is introducing this six new members. So what happens in 2024 meeting, we should see. Fine. Okay, so chalo then, right here the challenges of BRICS grouping. The first one you write on. Yeah, first one is in internal conflicts. That is in conflicts among the members. Conflicts among the members. Conflicts among the members. First one, right on conflicts among the members. So sub point is conflicts among the members. Yeah, it is correct, Kashish. Okay, conflict among the members. So first, under the sub point, write down India, China, due to CPEC issue. India, China, India, China, India, China, due to CPEC, due to CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, due to CPEC issue, due to CPEC issue. Okay, so next one, write down. Next one is India, Russia, India, Russia. Sorry, there's some issue with the pen here. I'm sorry, I'm not able to write properly. India, Russia, India, Russia. So you write it down. India, Russia. Within brackets, you write as India signed defense agreement. As India signed defense agreement. As India signed defense agreement. Lemova. Everything has to be caps. As India signed defense agreement, Lemova with USA. With USA. Okay, so next one is, yeah, this is one challenge. Next one is lack of capital. Lack of capital. Lack of capital among the member countries. Lack of capital among the member countries. Lack of capital among the member countries to implement. Lack of capital among the member countries to implement the BRICS policies. To implement the BRICS policies. To implement the BRICS policies. Okay. Next one is global economic slowdown. Global economic slowdown post COVID. Global economic slowdown post COVID. Global economic slowdown post COVID. Fine. So this is the grouping challenges of BRICS grouping. Fine. Okay. So now let us take up UN, United Nations. Yeah, right down here, United Nations. Again, see here, everyone, please listen to this. United Nations has a lot of specialized agencies. Okay, this you have to memorize from prelims perspective. So all the details for all the specialized agency would be given in your ARM, additional reading material. So it's already given. I think it will be uploaded. If it is not uploaded, mail me or say someone else did it, right? So some Aaron or someone, yeah. So I think your classmate has all the PDF. So you can ask from him or you can mail me. I will send it to you. So all this details that is regarding all the specialized agencies. So here you have to memorize all the specialized agency. It is important from your prelims perspective. Fine. Uh, okay, it is important from your prelims perspective. So now what we'll do is that we'll have a broad understanding over United Nations. What is the principle on which it was formed? What is the issues? What is the issues from India's perspective? What is the way ahead? We'll discuss, and the nuances, that is the specialized agencies and all the 17 specialized agencies. This I will give you the material. Read it, read it. That is from your prelims perspective. These are factual data that you have to read it from your prelims perspective. Okay, so yeah, so right down here, United Nations, UN, United Nations. If you haven't, if you're not able to download this, mail me. I'll send all the PDFs to you. Okay, so don't worry about it. So you mail me, I will send all the PDFs about that one. Fine. Okay. So again here, United Nations. It was formed after your World War II. So the reason why it was formed after World War II was to maintain peace and stability in the region, in the world. So again here, the main reason why it was formed was it was to maintain the peace and stability in the world after World War II. So right on here, formation. So formation. So first one, right on formation. UN. So UN was founded in 1942. So 1945. UN was formed in 1945 after World War II, after WW2, World War II, after World War II, in order to maintain, in order to maintain international peace and security, in order to maintain international peace and security, in order to maintain international peace and security. Fine. Now write down currently, or say presently 193. Yeah, 193 members are there. Presently 193 members. Currently 193 members. Currently 193 members. Totally 193 members are there, and India is also a member of it. India is also a member of it. So write down here principles of UN. So what are the principles of UN? So again here, so write down sovereign equality, sovereign sovereign equality of all its members, all its members. Sovereign equality of all its members. So right, and what is the meaning of sovereign equality of all its members? All the members are treated equally. It doesn't matter whether you are US or Sri Lanka. So all the members would be treated equally. That is one country, one vote basis. All the members are treated equally, irrespective of their economy, irrespective of their population. So within bracket, right? All members are treated equally. 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 And the next principle is collective security. Next principle is collective security. Collective security. Collective security. Collective security. So what do you mean by collective security? That is members. So write down here, members agreed to work together. Members agreed to work together to maintain peace. Members agreed to work together to maintain peace, to maintain peace, to maintain peace. And the next one is peaceful next principle is peaceful dispute settlements. Peaceful dispute settlements. Peaceful dispute settlements. Peaceful dispute settlements. Okay, that is the UN. Yeah. UN focuses on peaceful dispute settlements. Even if there's a bilateral dispute, or say multilateral disputes among the countries, it has to be done in a peaceful. It has to be resolved in a peaceful manner. And the next principle is upholding human rights. Upholding human rights. Upholding human rights. That's the reason why the human rights is one of the important principle of UN. So that is the reason why wherever there's human rights violation, it is raised in United Nations. Say for example, is classic case is Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, what happened due to civil war? Human rights violation took place, and it was raised in United Nations by European Union. So yeah, upholding human rights. And the next one is development of the member countries, upholding human rights. And the next one is development of the member countries, development of the member countries, development of the member countries. So this is the broad principle on which United Nation works. Again here, United Nation works, the thing that you have to remember is that it works on the principle of sovereign equality. That is, all the countries will have the same voting rights. It will not change on the basis of the amount of contribution, or say the population level, nothing. It is on the basis of this equality. That is the first thing that you have to understand, first principle. And the next one is collective security is ensured. That is, all the members will work together to ensure collective security, and if there is any dispute, it has to be resolved in a peaceful manner. And the last one is your that is upholding human rights and ensuring development among the member countries. So these are the broad principles of your United Nations. And now let us see the UN structure. So United Nations structure. So United Nations structure and functioning. So for you can scan this QR code later on when you get the PDF, when the PDF is available. So now we'll see the yeah, this gives a better clarity. In a sense, you can take a printout. So that is the QR code directly to the UN website. So now let us see the principal organs. So right on here, UN structure. So right on here, there are, see, United Nations structures are divided into two things. One is principal organs, one is specialized agencies. So these are the principal organs. So this is your specialized agencies. United Nations has specialized agencies, and United Nations has principal. That's the structure of United Nations: principal organs and specialized agencies. So now we'll see about the principal organs. So what are the principal organs? So first one, write down General Assembly. General Assembly. So principal organ, General Assembly. So write down here, General Assembly has 193 members. Has 193 members. It's like Parliament, like Indian Parliament. So it has like 193 members with one vote each. Has General Assembly 193 members with one vote each, which one vote each. So below this, write down discuss international issues, discuss international issues, and adopt, discuss international issues and adopt resolutions, discuss international issues and adopt resolutions on various topics, and adopt resolutions on various topics. Which point, Kashish? Yeah, and adopt a resolution on various topics. So see, it's like your parliament. So what happens in a parliament? So all the important discuss issues are discussed over there, and important resolutions are passed. So similarly, say all the resolutions against say against Palestine, or say against Israel, or say against your Sri Lanka, any resolutions is passed in UNGA. So against Russia, all these resolutions are passed in UNGA. So it has 193 members, one vote each. It will discuss the international issues and resolutions are passed. So India, if it is if there's a resolution against Russia, so India usually abstains it, or say doesn't vote it, or say votes in favor of Russia. So it's like this. So this is your UNGA, and the next one, write down UNSC. UNSC, United Nations Security Council. UNSC. UNSC. So UNSC has 15 members. So UNSC has 15 members. So here I write down this 15 members. 5 are permanent. 5 permanent. 10 non-permanent. Non-permanent. 5 are permanent. 10 are non-permanent. 5 are permanent. 10 are non-permanent. 5 are permanent, 10 are non-permanent. These 5 members have veto power. They have veto power. They have veto power. 5 members have veto power. The permanent members have veto power. Permanent members have veto power. Right down here. It is responsible for UNSC is responsible for maintaining international peace and security. It is responsible for maintaining international peace and security. Peace and security. Authorize military actions. Authorize military actions. Authorize military actions. Authorize military actions. And impose sanctions. And impose sanctions. And impose sanctions. And impose sanctions. Yeah, and impose sanctions. So again here, UNSC is a super strong body. It has 15 members, 10 non-permanent, 5 permanent. This 5 permanent members, they have veto power. So in terms of military, using of military powers, or say imposing international sanctions, etc., will be authorized by this UNSC. And the next one, write down ECOSOC, UN ECOSOC. UN Yeah, UN ECOSOC. Yeah, UN ECOSOC. UN ECOSOC, Economic and Security Council, UN ECOSOC. So right down here, it promotes economic, it promotes economic and social cooperation. It promotes economic and social cooperations among the member countries, among the member countries, among the member countries, and coordinates with and coordinates with and coordinates with the UN and coordinates with the UN specialized agencies and coordinates with the UN specialized agencies and coordinates with the UN specialized agencies. Coordinates with the UN specialized agencies. So this is your UN ECOSOC, and the next one is Secretariat. UN Secretariat. UN Secretariat. This is like your government secretariat. So UN Secretariat provides, so right down here, provides administrative support, a UN ECOSOC is promotes international economic and cooperation among the member countries, that is UN ECOSOC. Yeah, so now right on here, UN Secretariat provides administrative support to provides administrative support provides administrative support to UNGA, UNGA, UNSC, UNSC, UN ECOSOC, that is UN ECOSOC, UN ECOSOC, and ICJ, International Court of Justice, and ICJ, International Court of Justice, for its functioning, for its functioning. See, it's like your staff. The UN Secretariat has a staff, so all the members are there. So the staffs, they will help all these people. So for the functioning of UNGA, UNSC, so supporting staffs are required, right? Where do they get the supporting staffs? They get it from this UN Secretariat, fine. And the last one is ICJ, International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice has 15 judges. This has 15 judges. International Court of Justice, right on, has 15 judges. 15 judges elected by 15 judges elected by UNGA. 15 judges elected by UNGA. This is elected by UNGA and UNSC. 15 judges elected by UNGA and UNSC. 15 judges elected by UNGA and UNSC. Full stop. They settle the disputes between the member countries. They settle the disputes between the member states. They settle the disputes between the member states. They settle the disputes between the member states. Settle the disputes between the member states. Okay, so next one, right on, UN specialized agency. UN specialized agencies, and all the specialized agencies, the details will be provided, and it's already provided. You can download it from the portal. If it is not there, we will I will mail it to me, and I'll send it to you, fine. So it should be there, man. Some are able to download and others are not able to download, so I really don't know what is the issue that's going on. But however, if you're not able to download it, mail me, I will send you the details of all these things. Again, this UN specialized agency, next to it, write down extremely important from prelims perspective. Important from Prelims perspective. Important from prelims perspective. Importance from prelims perspective. Yeah, this is the email ID. Okay. Sure, Zab. I'll ask the concerned person and tell you. Okay. मतलब, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. I'll ask them to. Yeah, I seriously don't know. मतलब, there are different batches and in which batch. I'll ask them. Okay. So don't worry. Okay. So yeah, next one, write down. UN. UN general issues. United Nations general issues. So, what is the broad issues that is going on in United Nations on the all the organs? So, not just in specialized organs, but all the organs. Uh, yeah. So, write on this. What is the general issues? General issues in UN. First one is lack of enforcement mechanisms. Lack of enforcement mechanism. A lack of enforcement mechanism. First one is lack of enforcement mechanism. Say if FAO or say your ILO, International Labour Organization, if they give some rulings, who is going to enforce? So all the countries are independent, all the countries are sovereign. So we don't have proper enforcement mechanism for this specialized agency. And if even if UNGA, see what happened to China, your International Court of Justice went against China, right? So they squashed this China's territorial rights in South China Sea. But what happened? Who could enforce it? No one could enforce it. So the one issue is that lack of enforcement mechanisms. So next one, write down resource poor funding and resource allocations. Poor funding and resource allocations. Poor funding and resource allocations to the specialized agencies. Poor funding and resource allocations to the specialized agencies. Say this ILO, they don't have adequate money at all for functioning. This FAO or say you take WHO, they don't have adequate money for research activities. So that is the biggest issue. That is lack of funding. And what are the funding that comes to all the specialized agency? Now, who is the biggest donor to all the specialized agency? It is US. So what happened to UNESCO? US came out of UNESCO. So then what happened? UNESCO did not have money to function at all. So UNESCO was suffering. When US again joined back, so US was giving somewhere around 70% of the fund for UNESCO was coming from US alone. So when US withdrew from UNESCO, UNESCO was suffering. And the same is with all this other specialized agency. All the other specialized agency mainly depend on United States. So again, so and they also don't have adequate fund as such. So this is the issue that is going on. And the next one we write down geopolitical tensions. Geopolitical tensions hinders the functioning. Geopolitical tensions hinders the functioning. Hinders the functioning of UN. Hinders the functioning of UN. Next one, lack of representation. Lack of representation in UNSC. 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 See, the current P5 members, we do not have a single permanent member from Africa, your Latin America. Latin America is not one entire continent is not recognized. Africa, no country from Africa is a permanent member. No country from your Latin America is a permanent member. Australia is not a permanent member. That is the three continents. They are not a permanent. They don't have a permanent member in UNSC. And again here, India, the country with the largest population, that is not being represented in your permanent member. So it doesn't have proper representation. UNSC doesn't represent the current scenario. So whatever UNSC was representing, that was in 1945. And again here, there's a WhatsApp theory that India gave up the permanent seat of UN. No, India never gave up permanent seat. A permanent seat. India was not even offered permanent seat in the first place. So these are just WhatsApp bogus things. So the permanent seat was with China. It is not that India gave up the permanent seat to China. No, this sheer WhatsApp theory. So don't fall for that. So now since beginning, India has been demanding for permanent seat. It's not something new. Even during Narasimha Rao's period, there was a huge demand for permanent seat. So even Manmohan Singh's regime also demanded for permanent seat, and current Modi regime is also demanding for a permanent seat. So the issue is that in UNSC, it doesn't represent. There's no proper representation. That is one issue. And the next one, write down over hegemony of the West. So next issue is that hegemony of the West, hegemony of the West, hegemony of the West in the specialized agency, in the specialized agency, mainly USA. Hegemony of the West in the specialized agency, mainly USA, mainly USA. Okay, next one is lack of transparency, lack of transparency, lack of transparency in its functioning, lack of transparency in its functioning, lack of transparency in its functioning, lack of transparency in its functionings. So these are the broad challenges or say general issues that we have. So that we have with the United Nations. Okay, so the first one, Shweta, it is lack of enforcement mechanisms. The first one is lack of enforcement mechanisms. Okay, so now write down way ahead. Way ahead, way ahead. So what's the way ahead, also way forward to revive United Nations? So first one, write down. So first one, reforming UNSC, reforming UNSC, and widening its permanent membership, and widen its permanent membership, and widen its permanent membership, and widen its permanent membership. Fine. Next one is reform the funding mechanism, reform the funding mechanisms, and encourage reform the funding mechanism, and encourage the members, and encourage the members to fulfill, and encourage the members to fulfill their financial obligations, and encourage the members to fulfill their financial obligations, financial obligations. Next one is enhance transparency, enhance transparency, enhance transparency in the functioning of specialized agency, enhanced transparency in the functioning of specialized agency, in the functioning of specialized agency. Okay, next one, enhance coordination, enhance coordination, enhanced coordination between enhanced coordination between UN agency UN agencies UN agencies for better functioning, for better functioning, for better functioning. Okay, so these are the way forward for UN reforms. So again, if you see the Indian scholars, they also consider that United Nations is almost almost dead. It doesn't take any actions. See, in the recent Israel-Palestine war, did United Nations? What's the agenda of formation of United Nations? To control war, to maintain peace and stability. Is UN able to control peace and to maintain? Is UN has capacity to maintain stability in Israel-Palestine issue? No. Did UN stop Russia-Ukraine war? No. So in Russia-Ukraine war, Russia is using veto power to discuss this issue. In Israel-Palestine war, US is using veto power. US and in fact UK is also US and UK, they are using veto power to discuss this issue. So everyone are focusing on their self-interest. So they are not focusing on the on the core objective of United Nations. So that's the reason why your experts. So or if you read your newspapers like the Diplomat or say Indian Express, the expert says that we have to increase the representation. Only then UN can be relevant. Now UN is not considered as a relevant organizations to raise the global matters. So this is the opinion of the experts. So but how do we do it? How do we reform UN? So the only way is that increase the representation. The current UN should represent the current geopolitical situations. It is not that the current United Nations is representing the 1945 geopolitical situation. Now UK is not a powerful country anymore. In fact, India's economy is better than UK's economy. So India is a bigger market than UK. So India has a greater power than UK. Then why not represent India in P5? So all these issues comes up, right? So this things has to be discussed in UN, and UN the representation in United Nations has to be broad and also wider. So this is how you resolve the United Nations issues. Fine. Okay, so this is the end of all the topics in your international relations. And again, I'm reiterating, the game in international relation is all about your this thing, writing practice. So very few of you, I think somewhere around 15-20 candidates, they are the ones who were sending me answers daily, at least two. There are a few candidates who are sending 4-5 answers on daily basis. So only somewhere around 15 to 20 candidates were sending answers on daily basis. Remaining candidates, they were sending answers occasionally, say once in 3 days, 4 days, or few of you were sending once in say 1 week, or say I think most of you are sending just one answer or two answers. That doesn't work, man. So the reason why you're sitting in the class is to fetch marks. It is not that say now after completion of this class, Jai Shankar will not call you up and ask what to do in this Iran issue, or say current India US issues. So no one will ask you. The only thing why you are attending this class is to get marks. How do you get marks? How do you get say 5.56 marks, or say 55-60 percentage marks? Is that you should have a better command over your intro and what has to be written in the subheading. And yesterday I felt really bad. There was one candidate who was submitting the answer yesterday. As I evaluated that answer, yeah, this is almost the last class, and still you are writing answers in proper paragraph manner, man. That doesn't work. Yeah, this is not your. See, the paragraph answers works in your PSI or optionals. So every answer has a proper structure of writing. So how do you know whether what structure to write? Topper's copy. So analyze the topper's copy and see. Show me which topper has written IR answer in a paragraph manner. Show me which topper has not put a map, or say not put subheadings. So without subheadings, without point wise, how can you write IR answer? So again here, UPSC will not tell you that this is the standard IR answer writing model. The only evidence that we have that this model works is through toposcopy with my personal experience. I am getting, see, I was getting more than 100 every time. So in GS2, and my, it's not that I'm like say super strong in polity as such. So governance, yeah, governance I'm strong, but however, polity, it's not that I'm like super strong. But my strong thing is in IR. It's not, again here in IR, if you see the topper's answer, it is not driven by content as such. It is driven by structure. It is driven by presentation. So again here, if you see here, again, if you are not seeing the topper's copy, this you are going completely wrong. You are going 100% wrong. You can take it, you can note this on your table. Even if you don't read my class notes, I am okay, but read topper's copy, matlab go through topper's copy. You have to know the reality. The reality is completely different from what you are thinking. How do I know? Even I was making the same stupid mistake, that we need to write something extraordinary or some big theory is not required. Yeah, look at the topper's copy. What extra they have written, matlab, which topper I'm taking. This is rank one's copy. This is a rank one's copy. So if you see here, this is the standard writing model. This is the standard writing model of IR answer. Look at here. So the standing right, this is subheading. So yeah, look at this one. This is intro. So again here, subheading everywhere. So this is keyword. So this is keyword, de-dollarization keyword. So all the keyword. So this is standard model of IR answers, which not more than 15-20 students in this class has acquired this skill. Again, in IR or say any subject, content, don't run behind the content. In the sense, don't keep accumulating content. If you keep accumulating content, you will skip, you'll leave out on the presentation part. And in order to write the presentation, this presentation, you require very minimal content. That is more than sufficient. What is the evidence? Take the rank toppers copy. See, this year, last year, take last 3 year toppers copy, rank 1 to rank 10. Okay, take the toppers copy last 3 years. This year, previous year, from Ishita, from what's her name, Shruti Sharma. Yeah, from Shruti Sharma till this current year, take rank 1 to rank 10, all the toppers copy, and see in which topper who has written some extraordinary content. Yeah, forget about Shruti Sharma. Matlab, excellent paper. Forget about that. But apart from Shruti Sharma, which topper? Matlab, how do I know? I have analyzed everyone's paper in detail, because that is the only evidence that we have to know what is the current trend that is working in UPSC. UPSC will not come and tell, "Acha, this year write like, matlab, for IR answer you have to write like this." No one will come and tell what works, what doesn't work. You will only know if you analyze the rank toppers copy. So if you are not analyzing the toppers copy, how will you know? And there are so many people who are making the same mistake. And again, why, it's very clear. So rather than say it's something like this here. So in order to evaluate the paper, write one answer. You write one answer. Compare your answer with the topper structure. Or if you're more focusing on the content, take up topper's copy. You write the same question. No? So for the you write the same question. What the topper has written, write the same question, and you compare yourself. If there's a difference, then you know that your qualifying becomes very difficult. If your paper matches with the paper of a topper copy, then that's the best answer. So that then doesn't matter whether the evaluator in the coaching institute, they give you 5 marks, 6 mark, 2 mark, 1 mark, doesn't matter. If your copy is same as that of this copy, looks similar to this copy, if your copy looks similar to this one, this is, I think this is rank 2 copy. If your copy looks similar to this copy, matlab the structure, the presentation looks similar to this copy, that's done. Matlab your preparation is done. So do not waste much time in your GS, not worth it. So because the game in GS, it's not regarding the content as I'm talking from the mains perspective, not from your prelims perspective. From mains perspective, your content game revolves in your optionals. So again, in essay, it is all about writing in a coherent manner. In ethics, using the keywords. But whereas in your GEOs, it is the structure that works. It is the presentation that works. The evidence we have, the only evidence that is there is toppers copy. So take toppers copy from rank 1 till rank 10 last 3 years and see what is that extra. Are they writing extraordinary content? Are they writing extraordinary, do they have extraordinary presentation and structure? So just analyze, you will get a clarity, and then you can realign your preparation. Now barring those 15-20 candidates, others are more focused on content, matlab adding content by that doesn't work, man. So just understand, you have 6 minutes time. In this 6 minutes time, matlab 6 or 7 minutes time for a 10 mark question, where you have to read it, you have to structure it, and you have to present your answer in such a way that the evaluator can read your answer in 30 seconds. So see, one question, your 20 your 20 say your 20 mark paper, that is your 20 questions, will not be evaluated more than say 20-25 minutes. So 1 minute per question, approximately it's one minute per question. So you have to write in such a way that you have to impress the evaluator. Again, here when you're writing answer, your perspective of writing answer, should be in such a way that you should impress the evaluator. The thing is, am I impressing the evaluator? There are two things you have to understand. One is answering what the question has demanded, and the second one is, am I impressing the evaluator? In this paper, this thing is impressing the evaluator. This key, the highlighting is impressing the evaluator. The handwriting is impressing the evaluator. The handwriting is not the answer, but it is an element that is impressing the evaluator. Or say, if you consider over here, look at the structure over here. Isn't the structure same as this? So isn't the structure same as this? Have a standard structure and follow it. So that's what you have to do it. Got it? Okay. Okay, fine. So this was the end of your IR session. Again, now there were some issues regarding the 11th class, right? Yeah, again, how to make subheading, you whatever is there, whatever that is there in the question, make that as a subheading, so that the evaluator, when he or she is evaluating, they will have a conviction that boss, that he is writing all the questions that has been demanded, matlab, all the subparts that has been demanded. If you see the toppers copy, if you see here, yeah, see the subheadings. This subheadings will always be from the question itself. So take any subheading. This subheading will always be from the question itself. So subheading, what are the text that is there in the subheading, that will be there in the question itself. Fine. Ashweta, yeah, notes and newspaper is sufficient. So that should be sufficient. Okay, so now I'll quickly summarize for the people who were demanding this 11th lecture. I don't know what happened to that 11th. It seems it got corrupted, I guess. Yeah, audible, right? Yeah, there was some issue with the 11th lecture. So I'll just summarize it. Yeah, this is the last lecture. So I'll summarize what happened on the 11th lecture. But yeah, I believe you'll get the video. I think I'm getting mixed answers here. Some people are telling they are able to access the video. Some people are telling they are not able to access the video. Yeah, one second. Let me open the 11th module. Okay, fine. Okay, so chala then. Let us start with this 11th module. It's a summary, but I think you have the PDF with you, right? So if you have the PDF with you, just open the PDF. You'll have a better understanding. Or else, if you do, yeah, it has to be available, na? So okay, so ठीक है. So okay, so let us start with this 11th module. So in the 11th module, we had started, one second, let me see what we did in the 10th module so that we'll have a continuity. And others, the yeah, so we are supposed to, in 11th module, what we had completed was your India Myanmar issue. Okay, so please see here. Yeah, so that's your India Myanmar. So India Myanmar, you'll have the PDF. I'll give you the PDF also. Okay, so see here. Okay, I'll give you a brief understanding about your India Myanmar and how the geopolitics playing with between India and Myanmar. So India and Myanmar were a colonies of your British. So British was ruling India. British was ruling your Myanmar. And since ancient times also, India and Myanmar have a cordial relation. If you consider Buddhism, so since ancient times, the Buddhist the monks from India, they went to Myanmar in order to propagate the ideas of Buddhism. So since ancient times, we are having a relation with Myanmar. And even during your colonial times, or say even in the medieval period, the northeast empires, say like Ahom Empire, etc., they had influence in your Myanmar region. So ancient times we had relation with Myanmar. Even during your medieval times we had relation with your Myanmar, and even during colonial period. So British was ruling both India and Myanmar. Even during your British times, we had relation with Myanmar. So Myanmar got independence in 1948. Myanmar got independence in 1948. So we got independence in 1947. So immediately after 1948, we started diplomatic relation. Why diplomatic relation was started immediately? Because both were had a similar history in the sense both suffered from British atrocities. Both India and Myanmar suffered from British atrocities. So what happened from 1948 till 1962? Yeah, 1962. Yeah, 1962. So 1948 till 1962, we had a democratically elected government. In India, the important freedom fighters were your Nehru, Patel, etc. So after independence, they were the ones in the government. So similarly, in your Myanmar, it was Aung San. So you would have seen Aung San Suu Kyi. So Aung San Suu Kyi, who got Nobel Prize, etc. So the peace prize. So again, this Aung San Suu Kyi, who was the leader of Myanmar earlier. So this Aung San Suu Kyi's father, so his name is Aung San. So this Aung San was one of the important person who ensured freedom for Myanmar, and he became the head of the government in Myanmar from 1948 till 1962. In India, we had a stable government. That is, Nehru's government was stable, but whereas in Myanmar, this Aung San's government was highly unstable. There was so many political instability in this Aung San's party. So they were revolting against Aung San for political power. So what happened in 1962? Please see here. In 1962, there was a military coup in 1962. So there was a military coup in 1962. This Aung San was assassinated. Like what happened in Bangladesh, similar thing happened in your Myanmar. So in Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who he was the one who ensured Bangladesh freedom with the support of India. He was assassinated in 1975. Similarly, this Aung San, who played an important role in Myanmar's freedom, he was assassinated in 1962, and military coup took place. That is, military government established in 1962. So what happened in 1962? From 1962 till 2015, 1962 till 2015, we had military government. We had proper military government. But however, on and off, there were pro-democracy movement. On and off, there were pro-democracy movement. That is in 1988, post 1988. Here around 1988, there was a major revolt from the people for democracy. But however, the military government used violence to control this one, to control this 1988 pro-democracy movement. Then what happened post 2005? Post 2005, another democracy pro-democracy movement emerged in Myanmar, and in 2010 the movement was at its peak, and then the military government decided that okay, we cannot resist this military, we cannot resist this movement. So the military government accepted that yes, we will have a democratic government. For that, we need to frame a constitution. So from 2010 till 2015, the military government took time with the help of the pro-democratic leaders to make a constitution. So in 2015, under new constitution, a pro-democratic government was established. So that is your Aung San Suu Kyi. So that is your Aung San Suu Kyi's government. So from 2015 onwards till 2021, from 2015 till 2021. So from 2015 till 2021, this Aung San Suu Kyi was ruling the government. So she was running the she was virtually running the government. But what happened in 2021? Again, there was a military coup. In 2021, one more military coup. So from 2021 till the present time, we are having a military government in Myanmar. So this is the political landscape of Myanmar. Understood? Any doubt here? This is the political landscape of Myanmar. Now let us see the relation between India and Myanmar. So Myanmar got independence in 1948. So why we should have a good relation with Myanmar? So Myanmar borders your complete northeast. If this is your northeast border, Myanmar borders your complete northeastern region. So again here, after when Myanmar got independence in 1948, India immediately established a diplomatic relation with Myanmar. So India signed a friendship treaty also. India signed a friendship treaty with Myanmar. So in 1951, India signed a friendship treaty with Myanmar in 1951, and we immediately established a diplomatic relation. So, but however, when did the military coup occur in Myanmar? It was in 1962, right? It was in 1962. There was a military government in Myanmar, but however, this military government, like in Maldives, even though there was a military government, even though there was an authoritarian government, that authoritarian government was in favor of India. Like in Nepal, there was a king, the king was in favor of India. So similarly, this military government that was there in Myanmar, it was against democracy, but this military government was in favor of India, so was helping out India also. The reason being, both India and Myanmar faced the same atrocity as that of your because both were under British rule. So both had similar conditions: poverty, low economic activities, the low agricultural production, etc. So both could easily cooperate. Even though it was a military government, we could easily cooperate. But however, during this period, that is from 1962, the relationship almost stagnated. That is, before, say, from 1951, we signed a friendship treaty with Myanmar. From 1951 till 1962, we had a strong diplomatic relation with Myanmar during Nehru period. When in 1962, when the military government came into Myanmar, we did not stop the diplomatic engagement, but our diplomatic engagement stagnated with Myanmar. So then what happened in Rajiv Gandhi's era? Your Indira Gandhi, your Shastri, Moraji Desai, all these people neglected in the sense they did not take proactive measures to engage diplomatically with Myanmar. So it was during Rajiv Gandhi. So in 1988, in 1987, I believe it's in 1987. Yeah, in 1987, Rajiv Gandhi visited Myanmar. So after Rajiv Gandhi's visit to Myanmar, again, the relationship started once again, matlab in a proactive manner. So after Rajiv Gandhi's visit to Myanmar, India and Myanmar started engaging in a proactive manner. Again, after that is 1991 liberalization. So once again, after 1991 liberalization, I'll add one more sheet. Yeah, after 1991 liberalization in India. So India followed which policy after 1991? Which policy did India follow? Look East policy. In Look East policy, Myanmar was an important component. So again, Rajiv Gandhi in 1987 visit, Rajiv Gandhi again rejuvenated the relationship between India and Myanmar. 1991 Lookist policy, India followed Lookist policy where Myanmar was an important component. So we started engaging with Myanmar in terms of economy, in terms of bilateral relation. So there are so many infrastructure projects were also going on between India and Myanmar, connectivity projects. See, if you consider over here, yeah, this is your northeast, this is your Myanmar, this is your Myanmar region, this is your northeast region. So this is your northeast region. So yeah, this is your northeast region. So for northeast, in order to access port, they will have to come through the Siliguri corridor and again come to Kolkata. So in order to access port, they will have to come to the Siliguri corridor. This is a Siliguri corridor, a narrow, this is chicken corridor, a narrow area. So where the infrastructure is also not properly developed. But however, Northeast can easily access port via Myanmar. Via Myanmar, Northeast can easily access the port, and Northeast can easily access this market. So that is your Myanmar, Thailand, Indonesia market. They can easily access this market. So that's the reason under Lookist policy, your Northeast plays a very, that is development of Northeast plays a very important role. That is after 1991, India initiated under Lookist policy. India initiated good bilateral economic relation with your Northeast, with your Myanmar. So we are having good relationship. So there are multiple projects that was constructed, say be it your Kaladan multimodal project, India Myanmar Thailand highway, IMT corridor, India Myanmar Thailand corridor, and Myanmar is also a part of your BIMSTEC. We had a good relation. So despite, again here mind you, there is authoritarian government, there's a military government in Myanmar. Despite that, we are engaging with Myanmar. And second reason why we are engaging with Myanmar is that this Myanmar here, please focus here, this region. So I'll shade it with black. Yeah, this region. So this region, this has Purvanchal Hills, the Himalayan Purvanchal Hills. This Himalayan Hills, this hills, yeah, yeah, this hills in Himalaya. So because of this hills, the border is not properly manned, or say the border is not properly guarded, and there's a lot of insurgency activities that goes on in this region, insurgency activities. And this Myanmar has a drug issue, that is there's a golden triangle is there, right? Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, this triangle, this is infamous for opium cultivation, drug cultivation. This drug illegally enters into India. So in order to control this illegal drug entering into India, we wanted Myanmar support. And secondly, this border is porous. The northeast border with Myanmar, it is porous. Lot of rivers passes and it is mountain area, we cannot guard that region. So as a reason, we want Myanmar's support to guard this region. So because of all these factors, India was close with Myanmar, and Myanmar also. It is not that India was only facing insurgency issue. Myanmar was also facing insurgency issue. So as a reason, what happened? Both India and Myanmar was a very close allies, both in terms of economic ties, or say in terms of managing border disputes, also managing the border issues, etc. Both were good friends. But what happened after 2013? After 2013, Belt and Road Initiative projects, so started by China. So China started this Belt and Road Initiative project. So China started in investing a lot of money with Myanmar, and Myanmar participated in Belt and Road Initiative project. And it is the same Belt and Road Initiative project that violated India's sovereignty. So China started creating a lot of influence, increasing its influence in this Myanmar region. So then what happened? Myanmar started moving closer to China, away from India. So because after 2013, we are not having a good relation with Myanmar as such. Not good relation in the sense, it's not like a hostile relation with like with Pakistan, but the before 2013, it was a close relationship. That is economically, despite there was a military government, there we had this issues. Myanmar was with India. But after 2013, we did not have a great relation with Myanmar as such, because China started investing in Myanmar. And so what China is doing is that China started investing in airports over here. And this airport has military radars. But what China is telling us that this is a civilian airport, but it has military radars. And through our information, we got to know that it has military radars in that civilian airport, which Myanmar is also not answering, with China is also not answering. Why there is a requirement of military radars in civilian airports? So it shows that China wants to control, or say wants to monitor what happens in Northeast India. So here Myanmar is supporting China. So because of that, our relation between India and Myanmar started deteriorating. So, and again here another issue is that refugee crisis. So this is your Myanmar. Again here, yeah, this is your Myanmar region. Yeah. Yeah, in this Myanmar region, this we call it as Rakhine province. Okay, this Rakhine province, yeah, again here, this Rakhine province has Rohingya Muslims. Myanmar has Buddhist majority. This Rakhine province, which has Rohingya Muslims, they do not get adequate political rights. So what the Myanmar government has done, they have amended their citizenship rules in such a way that this Rakhine province, the Rohingya Muslims have lost Myanmar citizenship. So they have become stateless. This Rohingya Muslims have become stateless. Since they have become stateless, they are not getting police protection. The Myanmar laws are not protecting them. There is this atrocity against them. They are not getting food, water, because they have become stateless. Because of Myanmar's citizenship policies, they have become stateless, and the government is also not supporting them. So this Rohingyas are entering into India via Bangladesh. And again here, after 2015, these are Rohingya Muslims, and they are entering into Bangladesh. And due to internal domestic politics in India, and let's not politicize this. There is some domestic politics in India. At the same time, Myanmar is also not controlling this Rohingya crisis. So because of that, India also sent few of the Rohingyas back to Myanmar. So this has further strained the relation between India and Myanmar. So now we do not have a very cordial relationship as such, but yeah, ठीक ठाक चल रहा है. मतलब the relationship is going on. So that is your India-Myanmar relationship broadly. Fine. Yeah, so this is what we did in India Myanmar relationship, and then we started SARC. So this was the end of your neighborhood policies, and then we started with SARC. So SARC is a regional grouping. So SARC is a regional grouping. It has 8 members. The all the members, the neighboring countries of India. That's your Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. So these are the 8 countries that surrounds. Those are the members of SARC. And again, SARC was the idea of SARC was given by Bangladesh, not India. So Bangladesh proposed this idea of SARC. It is a regional grouping. So in the SARC, India is a big player. So India monitors each and everything in SARC because India is a big player. So the agenda in SARC is that, so to promote economic cooperation, to maintain security in the region, to promote cultural cooperations. So these are the broad agendas: economic cooperation, maintaining security in the region, cultural cooperation, matlab people to people contact, bridging people to people contact. So that is the broad agenda of your SARC. So what happened? So in SARC, I'll give you a broad overview about SARC. This is the broad idea. That is the broad principle of SARC is that we need to among these 8 countries, that is your Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Of these 8 countries, we should increase the economic cooperation. We should ensure peace and security in the region. And third one is people to people contact should be increased. So this is the broad principle of your SARC. Again here, so since this is the broad principle of SARC, so SARC has various summits and various meetings. In this meeting, like today as we discussed, in G20 or say in I2, U2, etc., it is the US that guides the agenda of that meeting. So similarly in SARC, since India is a big player, India guides the agenda of SARC. And all these countries, there's a perception that India is acting like a big brother. So, so what happened during now remember Gujarat Doctrine. SARC was initiated in 1985. It was more or less not properly functioning, but however, it was in Gujarat during Gujarat period. So, what is Gujarat Doctrine emphasizing on? Gujarat Doctrine emphasizes on what? Connecting with the neighbors. So SARC has the same policy, connecting with the neighbors. So under during Gujarat's period, SARC became very active. And what did Vajpayee do? Vajpayee also continued Gujarat's policy, Gujarat's doctrine. So during Vajpayee's period also, SARC was very much functioning, in the sense regular meetings were going on. And during the initial period of Manmohan Singh's regime, so SARC was functioning. But however, after 2008 Mumbai attack, after 2008 Mumbai attack, India did not properly participate in SARC. So since India is a big player, India did not participate, SARC was not functioning properly. So as a reason, from 2008 till 2014, SARC was not properly functioning. Functioning in a sense, there's a just for namesake, the SARC summit used to take place. No concrete action was taken in SARC. But however, so what happened during Modi's when Modi became the prime minister in the first year, he focused on neighborhood first policy, right? In the first year, Modi focused on neighborhood first policy. So he focused on SARC. A lot of initiatives were taken in SARC, and SARC was rejuvenated by Modi in the first year. 2014-2015. In 2016, what happened? What did Pakistan do in 2016? There was a Pulwama attack, series of attack, Pulwama attack, Uri attack, series of attack on India. So then what happened? 2014 SARC summit was in Nepal. So and Prime Minister Modi was there. So we had good number of agreements in 2014. But in 2016, the agreement, the next meeting was supposed to be held in Pakistan. So, but however, in 2016 we had series of attacks, Pathankot attack, Uri attack, etc. So, because of that, India told we will not participate in SARC meeting. Since India told we will not participate in SARC, all the members refused to go to Pakistan, Afghanistan, your Sri Lanka, Maldives, all these countries refused to go to Pakistan because India was a dominant player. India did not go to Pakistan for SARC meeting, so all countries did not go to SARC meeting. So as a reason, from 2016 onwards, SARC has become defunct. SARC is not functioning in your it's not functioning properly. And whatever the SARC agreements that was done, say being South Asia Free Trade Agreement, there was all these agreements were signed. South Asia Free Trade Agreement, that is, among these 8 countries, there will not be any trade restrictions, trade barriers. So all these agreements were signed, and nothing is working in SARC. So now SARC is in cold storage after 2016 Pathankot attack. SARC is in cold storage since India did not participate in SARC. Now SARC is not functioning anymore. So, but however, the conclusion in the answer, what you want to write is that we require SARC. It is not that in India should stop actively participating in SARC. We have to participate in SARC because the only way to unite the region is SARC. The SARC is already laid a platform. Now we cannot create another institution to unite all these 8 countries. So SARC has already laid a platform. So we have to resolve this bilateral disputes and start a negotiation with all these 8 members and rejuvenate SARC. That is the need of the hour. So this is what we discussed in the 11th class. Fine. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, guys. So it was nice teaching you all. Okay. So, chalo then, all the best. Do well. Fine. Okay. If there's any doubt, you can mail me. If you have written any answers, please mail it to me. I'll be evaluating it. Fine. Okay. So chalo then. So thank you, guys. Sure. Anjali, you please raise that issue with the consent team here. Matlab, academics, I don't know. I seriously don't know how your dashboard looks like also. So I haven't seen it. So, okay, fine. Okay. Okay. So, chalo then. If there's any doubt, you can mail me. So, chalo then. So, thank you, guys. Thank you.